think the stream will start in 10 seconds or so.
Cool. Snacks. I got me some Rice Krispie treats that I bought from an anti-cancer fundraiser. So junk food for a good cause.
I've got a cup of tea.
Yeah.
One biscuit.
Biscuit.
Because I'm British.
What are those biscuits called? Yeah? What are those ones?
I want to say jammy dodge, jammy.
No, they're not jammy.
creamy something, aren't they? Oh, I don't know. From Aldi.
They're Jammy Dodger knockoff. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are. They are. This man can't afford real jammy dodgers.
No, not living the high life like me, Ben.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get there one day,
20-pound briskets.
I can't wait. It's coming.
Get there one day, kid. Shall I do it, Duke? Shall I do the things?
Sure. You can host.
Excellent stuff. Let me just change my mood to host mode. One sec.
Do you mean there's like a digital setting, or are you talking about like you got to get into the role?
My physical.
Your actual
breathe in, breathe out.
Because I'm in the loft. It's like a sauna in here. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a Japanese businessman just sort of sitting over the hot rocks, like in the corner.
Take your top off, Chin. We don't mind. You're all welcome here.
No, you don't want to see that, Ben. I'll get took off Twitch anyway if I do that. Too sexy. For
We
Twitch.
sauna together all the time.
There you go, Brooklyn Nine-Nine clip about saunaing together.
Sauna. Okay.
Would you like to sauna together?
Please.
Let's go then. Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go, people. Strap in, kids. It's happening.
Welcome, yo, to the veteran gamers. Juju, Jimmy, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you played this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun on the fun.
Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's the veteran gamers.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's the veteran gamers.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's the veteran gamers.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's the veteran gamers.
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, boy. Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
I got humped by Jason for nothing.
Hello and welcome to episode 762 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 762. What's happening, people? I'm Duke.
I'm Chinny.
And I'm Ben.
We got Ben on the
Ben
show.
in the place.
Who's back?
If you're a first-time listener, welcome to the show. We talk about
This
games.
is not
and
what we
stuff.
usually sound like.
No, usually there's another host and he's a bit more northern and
You normally talk about food that he's cooked this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 8 hours.
But he's not here. I don't know why.
And so
why
everybody's asking the same question right now.
Where's Poochie?
Sure.
And by Poochie, we mean Stu.
So what is Stu doing? Do we know?
He's told me that he says to me, "Can you fill in as I'm watching cricket in Manchester?"
Oh my God, so
I
loud.
said,
Watching cricket. That's got to be the weakest excuse we've ever had for someone missing the show.
to be fair, it's a beautiful day in England, so get a few
Yeah,
beers
and that's
down,
rare,
watch
so
it.
you got to.
We got a
Go
guest. We
deal
got a
with
guest
things.
on the show.
Uh-oh, who's our guest here? Oh, snap, it's MC Rosa.
Hey.
What's up, Rosa, in her little Veteran Gamers onesie?
Hello.
Yay, we
She's got
love
a
you,
little
Rosa.
Veteran Gamers vest on. Say something
Aw,
on the
so
show,
cute.
Rosa. She's been talking all night. And now, go on, say something. Say something. Go on, it's your debut.
Grab the mic.
Come on.
She's very cute. She's smiling. She's
Come
looking
on.
around.
She's taking it.
She looks like
already.
she's eager to say something.
Come on. Yeah.
She said burlap.
Yeah. Stu's tasting games is bad. Yeah.
She said da, which is yes in Russian.
Yeah. Rockstar is the best developer. Huh? Oh. I've got
Oh,
over for
Rosa, you're
5
so cute.
I've got over for 5 minutes apparently.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
Okay. Chinny is the working dad Veteran Gamers host.
Yeah. So Rose is going to be
Yeah,
on the show. She might
right.
be talking in the background. But we have
That's great.
on the show Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Hey, Ben.
Ben, remind the listeners and viewer who the hell you are.
Well, you know my name already, Ben. And
All right,
I
slow
live in
down,
Leicester.
Ben. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
If I'm
He
doing
needs
your
a
head
whole
in,
life story.
Benjamin. That's if I'm really doing your
Oh
head in.
man.
But I live in Leicester in England.
Ooh,
I'm a
Leicester.
window cleaner, and as Chinny always said, I think last time I spoke, he's an expensive window cleaner.
Yeah, he is.
And everyone was,
Well, you're getting paid the value of your labor,
amen, brother, amen.
as you should.
Rosa is so expensive. So expensive.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. You looking at Duke and Bell? Yeah.
Hi,
Say
Rosa.
hello. She's waving. She's waving.
She is waving.
She does wave.
Oh, so
She
cute.
She likes to wave. So, yeah. So, well, thanks for coming on to the show, Ben. A
Been
bit of an
an
unusual one
thanks.
tonight because we don't have Stu here to do stuff. So I don't know
This
what's
show's
going
going
on.
to be over in like an hour.
I know.
It is gonna
And
be over in
also,
an hour.
we've got little Rosa here trying to put
Oh,
me
little
off.
Rosa.
And
So we
I'm
got
also-
two guest hosts, Ben and Rosa.
It's so
beautiful
hot.
Rosa.
It's so hot in this loft. I saw a chicken lay an omelette in this
Dang.
room.
Oh my goodness,
Do you know
that's
what I mean?
pretty hot.
That's how hot it is. Rosa, how hot is it?
It's so hot.
She's yeah.
My skin is melting.
She's
Is it Dada or Mama? What's the first word?
she hasn't
was
said
going with?
anything yet. But honestly, tonight she has not stopped talking. Like all night, she's been like
Uh-huh.
blah 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 blah. But now,
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
oh yeah. Hi,
It's like
say
any
hi.
minute she's gonna come out with loquacious.
Yeah. I don't know what she's gonna come out with. Yeah.
Oh,
Bioshock
he's
Infinite was
such a hot
overrated
baby.
nonsense. Yes. Okay.
So, Ben, have you had any exciting jobs lately? Any interactions with people for your cleaning gigs? Any naked customers?
Oh no, not recently. No, no. It's
that's
kinda
just-
been
Have you had
quiet
those
on
in the
that
past
front.
though?
Yeah, in the past I've had a few. I've had some that have been very interesting. Me and my brother were once cleaning windows, and there was a man who was definitely an unusual person, and he decided
Oh,
he was in
boy.
a block of flats, and he decided to go scarf naked and just sit at the window, and so everyone walking by could see. And me and my he didn't, I
Wow.
don't think he realised we were having lunch, and me and my brother were dying of laughter. Like this guy thinks he's like just walking around like look at all these people below me,
Oh,
but then I'm just
dear.
there like
Yeah.
oh man. And
Hello.
the worst thing is I had a sausage sandwich. Couldn't do it.
Oh
Couldn't do
goodness. I don't blame you.
It weren't happening.
Hey.
But
Okay.
no,
Wow.
and then this week, I did organise the party for a load of my friends. My brother does DJing, and
Nice.
I have a band called the Ticks that they
Ooh.
performed, and yeah, I had about 130 come.
Are
so-
you in the band?
That's awesome.
No, I just sit at the back and.
You're the manager.
smile.
You're the
I'm
manager.
the man. I get
Yeah.
the books. I get the
Yeah, yeah,
books.
yeah, yeah.
And just go.
There you go.
Here's
Yeah.
your cut, people.
You guys would be.
You have a
nothing
cricket
without
bat
me.
and you
Nothing.
deal with people if they step out of line.
Well, to be fair, I was on bouncer duty, and I'm not very bouncer material, really.
Yeah, it's all about the
But-
mental game, though, man. You gotta
but-
believe that you
Yeah.
can deal with people.
To be fair, downstairs there was like a fight incident, and like I
A
had to get
fight?
involved in the middle and was like, "Can you guys both just?" I like, got in the middle, and I've already got a
Yeah.
bent nose, so I was just
Oh,
like,
boy.
"Please, I'm just here to calm it down. Please don't hit my nose." I was like, "If you do, hit it that way, so it might go
Yeah, to
straight."
reorient it. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You can fix
Wow.
it in the fight.
An
But no,
actual
it
Wow,
fight.
did they listen to you? Did they break it up?
Yeah, they calmed down. They all.
Oh,
Wow.
So you have that peacemaking power.
Yeah, man.
Look
that
at
was- I
you,
felt
Ben,
like-
great.
breaking up
Go ahead,
fights.
Ben.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King.
Yeah, no, honestly, when I look at you, I think like, is that Nelson Mandela?
He looks like
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela.
Do you know what? I can
I
get
can't do as good as
crowds
Trevor
like
Noah.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, what
Yeah.
a fucking psychopath.
How about you guys? What you guys done this week? Anything exciting?
I weeded the porch, the patio out here, because I cleaned it up real good a few weeks back, and then the weeds just keep coming through, you know. So I had to go and re-weed it. And we got a gathering this coming Friday, so I'm gonna have to do the same thing to the patio on the other side of the house where the fire pit is. So I'm getting ready for that. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Rosa, what have you
And,
been doing? What have you been doing?
Yeah,
this
Rosa,
week?
what have you been up to?
Don't eat the microphone.
It's very cute the way she keeps grabbing
Oh
it
my
and trying to
God.
eat it.
She eats everything at the moment. Like if you
Well,
give,
yeah.
she give it cardboard, she's like, oh, I like that. That's nice. No, you can't eat the microphone, Rosa. You can't eat it.
Eat the microphone, Rosa. Ah.
Yeah. So, what did I do this week? Just work. It's just work,
Yeah.
work. And I went
Grind, son.
to Stockport. You know, family.
Ooh, there's a story coming here.
No, there isn't. There isn't.
Fuck yeah.
There's no story.
I just hadn't played any of the
I
We
thought you were
drove-
just going to say you were protesting in Stockport.
No, we drove to Stockport with Rosa and the wife, and
Aw.
she didn't drive. She's lazy, and it was my brother-in-law's birthday. We had cake,
Okay.
and that's the end of that
Nice.
story.
Was it Simeon birthday? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
whose
Simeon's
it
birthday.
was?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, cool.
yeah.
And what kind of cake did he fancy?
Well, Tara's been baking everybody cakes this year,
Nice.
and then I know. And then she says, "Oh, I don't know if I'll bake you one though." Me? She said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to bake everybody a cake this year. Everybody's birthday. I'm going to bake. I
Except
don't
Mike.
think I'm going to bake you one though."
Why would she? You've had all the other cakes.
Yeah. So yeah, non-event really. So Rose.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, we went to a brunch today. That was fun. Got
Oh,
to hang
yeah.
out with some people that we hadn't seen in a while. We got a party coming up on Friday, which is why I got to weed the other patio. So it's social week in Duke's world.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you do well? Do you do well? Like, are you able to?
No,
host 'cause
I'd say
before
2/3 of them are going to
burn
be the Duchess's friends.
Yeah.
A bunch of my teacher friends are all vacationing for the last chance before school starts back
Yeah.
up. So I keep talking to people and be like, "Hey, party! Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to be out of town. Oh, we have theater tickets. Oh, there's this reason. Oh, there's that reason. Just say you hate me. It's okay. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it'd be good.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So
Looking forward to it.
basically, nothing happened of any interest
Yeah.
this week to any
To
of
any
us.
of us. Yeah.
No, not really.
So therefore, there's no reason to keep talking about it. We can move on to what we've
Let's
been playing.
move on to what we've been playing.
Okay.
Where are you going?
Story time's over.
What you been playing?
And we'll do the short version of that just for the sake of keeping it brief.
That was crazy. That was 6
I know,
minutes.
right?
Normally, when I hear this beginning bit, I go, you know what? I can get 2 houses done by the time he starts talking about video games. That was rapid.
Yeah,
I like
no
it.
doubt.
Okay. Rose is
Because
very,
usually,
very.
the reason why is because usually we need a little break because there's been such a long tail of epic proportions about brisket and
Yeah.
Yeah.
meat in a back of a 7-Eleven.
I mean, who would cook brisket for 8 hours? Like, no sane
A
person
weirdo.
would do that.
Let's say it needed longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if somebody else wants to go,
Where's
because
Fuji?
Rosa seems to find the big TV, which is where all your faces are, by the way. She seems to find
Yeah,
that the
what's
most
up?
interesting. So she keeps looking at you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ben, you're the guest of honor. You should go first. What job been playing?
Do you know what? I've recently gone off like hardcore video games, and I've been more into like, ones that aren't too stressful. So I've been playing an old game called Skate 3. I don't know
Oh,
if you
yeah.
remember
Oh, wow.
Skate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sure,
just had a
sure. I
mad
thought you were
desire
going to
to
say Candy
play.
Crush. I was like, whoa, okay.
No, I just had a mad desire. My brother's wife has an Xbox, and she's like, "Oh, I'll lend it you." And when I was looking down on Game Pass, I just saw Skate 3 and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play
Nice.
that." Yeah. Do you know what? I can't believe how much fun that game was. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's so.
It's
'Cause you do all the little challenges and trials and stuff like that, but then at the end of it, you can just skate all the way for like half an hour. The best when you get a clean run, you skate for half an hour, just doing tricks after tricks, and yeah, it's a fantastic. I remember Skate 1 when that came out on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
That was good.
I-
Skate 2 really did expand it, and then Skate 3 has got like, I think it's got the dam, because I got really addicted to the dam.
Okay.
There's a moment where it's just literally you skate down a full dam, and that was
Nice.
just- I spent like
Chinny,
15 minutes just mastering that.
Sorry, FYI, Chinny, I just put Skate 3 Let's Play in Stu's list of
Thank
games. I
you.
figure I can do that for you while you're dealing with Rosa.
Thank you.
Skating, you're damn good skater. Ha, I get it, because damn.
Please.
Is it the same dam from GoldenEye, Ben?
No,
Is it a
it's not.
specific dam?
I don't. No, I didn't pay attention to which dam it was.
Okay.
Skate 3,
Alright.
Skate 3 sort of gained like a cult following, didn't it? Really, after it
It
came out. I
did.
mean, and that's why Skate 4 is happening purely because
Yeah.
people won't
Mm.
shut up about it. It just
What made,
Oh,
I
no.
don't know that I played any of the skate games. What made it different from other skateboarding games, like, say, The Simpsons skateboarding?
it's like a lot of them are based on button tricks, whereas Skate is
Okay.
based on analog tricks.
Yeah.
So you
Oh.
move
Flick
the
up and
analog.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
almost like memorizing. There's nothing you can. Oh my god.
And I think as well, it's so simple. Like anyone could pick it up and like
Mm.
you could instantly do it, and then
You could do all right.
yeah, you
even
could
if
do
don't
all
know
right,
the
do a
fence,
few
okay.
jumps and trips, and then all of a sudden you're like, right now I want to get into the combos. So it's very much like
Sure.
the Tony Hawk days back in the day.
Mm,
But
yeah.
for some reason,
Bless you.
I just really fancy. Oh,
Yeah, sure.
but
Yeah,
no,
it's funny. I remember Soul Blade was the fighting game like that because back in
Yeah.
the day there was Street Fighter, there was Mortal Kombat, there was like Tekken and all the other ones. And then I remember Soul Blade showed up, and I was never any good at any of the. I mean, I was okay at Street Fighter, but I
Yeah.
never learned any of the big combos for all the other ones. And then Soul Blade showed up, and it was just mash all the buttons you want, and eventually you'll do some kind of combos. So it
Yeah.
sounds like Skate in some ways is the Soul Blade of skating games.
It's,
in
te-
that
it's just
sense,
it's
like-
technically more sort of difficult in a way. Skate, whereas like you instead of pressing like up and A for Ollie or
Right.
whatever on Tony Hawk,
yeah.
it's like down and up and then round with the analog stick and that's sort of what separated Skate, just making it more
Mhm.
nuanced and
Gotcha.
trickier to pull the. I'm speaking for you here, but I'm just assuming
you're
I'm
bang
right.
on.
I'm
You're bang
bang
on.
on
Thanks for
right.
coming on.
But
No,
like
shush.
I think with Skate 3 is that like they opened up like they you could make
like
more
open
tracks.
worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah, do
open
what
world.
you
You
want.
could
The online
customize your
used to be
tracks.
amazing,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I say it was good as well because it's EA, but they hadn't got into the money grabbing scheme yet.
That's
so
right.
like it
Hence
was
why they
proper,
never
like,
made another one
Yeah,
until
they-
like now.
Yeah, and but the new one's meant to be free to play, so you
Oh,
know
is
that's
it?
gonna milk you dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
It
have
feels
me
like
at free to
that's-
play.
It feels like that's the only way that game was going to get made. Was like
Yeah.
people high up saying, "Yeah, you can make it, but like, how's it going to make any money?" It's like, well, we'll do the Fortnite model, So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. You know what? I think why didn't I want to play it? Maybe the Olympics. I was watching that, and
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I watched the skateboarding one there. And
Interesting. I guess I
Yeah.
didn't realize they were skateboarding at the Olympics.
well, there's
it was-
everything.
it was-
There's break dancing.
Debuted
Apparently.
4 years ago. The skateboarding
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Okay.
the breakdancing is a bit. It's a bit naff though. I think like it's sort of like it
Stu
doesn't-
was raving about the women's breakdancing.
But I think skateboarding there's a place for that because that's like
Yeah, I agree.
quite like athletic and it fits the model because you get like sort of similar thing in snowboarding in the Winter Olympics. Breakdancing is like the atmosphere, the vibe of breakdancing is all like whoa 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 whoa. But I'm like, no, that's not really the Olympics, is it really? But we watched quite a lot of the Olympics yesterday. We watched the rock.
You watch
climb, the
America beat
bouldering.
Brazil in the women's soccer? What?
No, we
Because we
watched
did.
the last thing I'd watch is the soccer. The rock climbing.
Yeah, that's
I like that.
intense.
I like watching that because you're like, how is he gonna get? He's like hanging off the whole thing with 2 fingers, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and if you've ever
We're
like
about
give
to
it
see
a
a
go,
man
Rob-
plummet to his death.
yeah, if you ever give it a go though, you just realize how difficult and
Oh,
how
it's so
like
hard.
even the ones that are trash are just unbelievable.
Yeah, they're so
like,
difficult. They're so difficult. Yeah, I agree. I've done bouldering and stuff before, and it's just it's not easy.
it's-
And
yeah,
then
well,
you see how steep of an angle the
yeah, the
climbing wall is.
gradients.
Yeah.
Oh,
incredible.
they are pretty good.
Okay, Rose is gone now, so I can
Ah,
concentrate.
beautiful.
Okay, so
Anyway,
now we can get Skate 3 on the
that's-
screen.
Yeah,
There
we
you
can get Skate 3 on the screen.
Okay.
well, I'm kinda
I
done
pressed the
talking
wrong
about it.
button. It's not on the screen.
Now that there's nothing to say about it.
There's nothing more to say. I enjoyed Skate 3. It's really good. Have
Is
you
it a
not
big
played
open world or are there like tracks you're on?
You know, yeah. There's indoor tracks, but then there's like open world where you can go into
Okay.
it, and yeah,
And how long would you say it takes you to skate across the whole world? Like how big is it?
I'd say about 20 minutes. Like
Okay.
each section I did it. Like it's consistent runs you could do,
Mhm.
but then every so often you get to a certain section and you didn't nail it, but you can do like place markers, so you can just go back and
Oh,
teleport
yeah,
there.
that's good.
That's
And
cool.
then you're like, yo, let me actually nail this properly. As well, they've got a mode that I've completely forgot about where instead of skateboarding, it's all about how much can you hurt yourself. So
Oh,
like,
nice.
it's about,
Oh,
like,
yes,
it's like you remember
yeah.
Like the
Burnout
insurance
back in the
fraud
day
in
where-
Saints Row.
yeah, do you remember like Burnout when you had to wreck your
That's
car?
it,
It's a bit
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Where
Oh, yeah.
like the guy's like, yeah, you broke like 25 spines. Like, I've only got one spine. He's like, no, you broke all in different
Yeah, you
places.
broke them all.
And you
Uh,
broke the spines of 6 other people standing nearby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Nice.
that
No.
sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah,
It's on
I-
Game Pass though, so if anyone wants to give it a go, just
Oh,
relive
I
it
didn't
on
realize
Game
that.
Pass.
Um,
Give it
Okay.
are you bothered about Skate 4? Is it something you're interested in? See, it's free.
a go. I mean, I hadn't played Skate 3 in about 10 years, until like 2 weeks ago.
So in
last week.
2020,
Yeah.
in 2034, you'll play Skate 3 or Skate 4.
Yeah,
The next
yeah,
Olympics, maybe you might pick it up.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool. So, Duke, do you want to go?
Yes, I will go. Last week, I had played a game that I didn't end up talking about. And even though I've got a bunch to talk about this week, I will also talk about this one. It's called Sword of Convallaria.
Okay.
And if that name sounds awesome, just strap in.
I'm not sure it does, but carry on.
Oh, it totally does. For instance, at the beginning of the game, the person wakes up, your main character, and they're like, what's going on? Where am I?
See, yeah.
Who am I?
Original, yeah.
Does anyone here not have amnesia?
It's like on Futurama. What I say next is going to give you an episode of explosive amnesia, and again with the goddamn amnesia shit. There's a demo on Steam. It's a JRPG. It kind of looks like Octopath Traveler, so the art is good. The combat is fine. It's very strategic in terms of where you place where, and different kinds of attacks are countered by different kinds of enemies, and this sort of attack is better for that kind of enemy, and all this stuff you're supposed to keep track of. Meanwhile, when I play an RPG, I'm like, sharp thing, stab, baddie, right? That's the way I want to think about the combat.
So this is sort of like an RPG in the Final Fantasy 6.
More like Final Fantasy Tactics, because that was the one where you had a grid and you put the different types of characters.
I took a
in
wild
different
stab at trying to compare it to a game that I
You were
neither
close.
know or care about, and I was pretty close.
You were pretty close.
Pretty
Yeah.
close.
So yeah,
But
I mean,
it looks
whatever.
old school.
Like,
It looks old school.
It
what
is
I'm
old
saying.
school. The graphics are owning the old schooledness, and I think they do a good job in that sense, right? So
Right.
when you win a round, it's got the cool victory graphics, and
Yeah.
it has like 3 different kinds of cutscenes for the fully developed images of the characters up close, and then you have the pixelated
Yeah.
versions, and then something kind of in between.
That always, as a kid, that always threw me off. You know what I mean? Like when you saw like
Yeah.
2 different art styles of the same character. I
Right,
just as a kid,
right.
it never like I was like, that's stupid. That just looks stupid.
It was an attempt to approximate
Oh, I
zooming
know,
in
yeah,
when they
yeah.
really couldn't, but
It
it's
confused
had
me
its
as a
moment.
kid, like a lot
Well,
of
of
things.
course.
A lot of things
Yeah,
did.
sure.
I was a confused child, Ben.
And the story of this game has all this stuff about like beacons and wishes in this sea of chaos, and you're looking out on the stars, and it's like, oh, the shattered dimension fragments need to be gathered so that past failures can be rewritten, and blah blah blah. It's just like, who gives a fuck about any of this, especially in a demo? Like, I don't know about y'all, but when I play a demo, I want to play the game. I don't want to get a 10-minute overview of the way Eternity works. It's like, fuck off with all that shit.
They're trying to pull you into the story.
That's not the way to pull me into a game like this. Let me like Final Fantasy VII. It drops
Yeah.
you into the train in the Shinra mission, and it dun 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 dun, and it's like, yeah, let's go blow up Shinra. And then it's like, okay, let's step back, and why are we blowing up Shinra? Who is Shinra, and who am I? Okay,
It's not
let
very
me give you the
American of
backstory.
you to ask why.
I guess, but it is American of me to be like in medias res, like drop me in the action. Deadpool, you're wondering how I got into this mess, right?
Yeah.
That's a good American way to tell a story. So,
Wimpo
Sword of
was-
Calvaria.
Sorry, Wimpo was in the chat. He says, "Hi guys, hey Ben." Shout personally there, Ben.
Thank you.
And he says Stewie's busy making an 8-hour brisket ? Nice to see you all. Thanks, Wimpo. Back to the game. Sword of Calvaria.
Sure, let's go with that.
CAC.
I wouldn't say CAG, just definitely not my jam, and not going to be appealing to a whole lot of people. But if you are looking for a well-made retro tactical JRPG, this could be for you.
It does look well made. I'm being a bit harsh for sort of
Yeah.
for whimsy's sake, I suppose. But like it looks good. It looks polished.
These type of
Well,
games don't really get me in, except XCOM. For some
Oh,
reason,
yeah,
XCOM was the only
yeah.
one that had that. You know, that style of like you make a move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
sure.
then they,
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand. Maybe it was the futuristic style of XCOM
Yeah.
Could
that
be.
got me into it. Like,
Yeah.
whereas when it's like swords, bows, and arrows and wizardry, I'm just like,
See, sometimes I just really want those swords and bows and
Yeah,
arrows
I
and
feel you.
wizards and shit. So,
Yeah. No. I played.
But the other
XCOM
thing
for a
at this
minute, but-
yeah, at this point, like the idea of a party is like, I don't know about having a party. I've gotten spoiled by Bethesda games and, just wandering around by myself, like I just want to do it myself.
You're just
and I'll
a
have
spoiled
companions.
brat, Duke.
I am a spoiled brat who wants to do it all alone. Yeah, take your party and shove it. I just don't want to have to manage other people,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But you didn't
So
mind it
anyway.
in Mass Effect.
I didn't, but I don't know if I would. I mean, I couldn't really get into Mass Effect
Dragon
Andromeda,
Age?
and I wonder if that might be part of the reason why. Again, I liked Dragon Age Origins. I played Dragon Age 2 all the way through in Quiggy. For some reason, I couldn't do it. So I wonder if, as I get older, the idea of managing a party just kind of
you
ruins
like.
it.
I think your attitude is, I haven't got time to manage myself, let alone a bunch
Yeah,
of fucking
exactly.
losers.
I mean, I could be, and I know Baldur's Gate 3 is a significant step forward in RPGs, but part of me thinks like, I don't know, there's a party, but it's also just cost and laziness.
All right. Well, how many games have you got to talk about, Ben? Have you got a lot to talk about?
Oh yeah, sorry, Ben. How many? you got?
I haven't got that many. I've only got like 2 or 3, but I played my game as well. But
You
Okay.
they're
did.
not like they're not big games though. They're all just like
Come on,
That's
let's talk.
okay.
Let's do the play my game because that's one of the games I've played. But what worries me about this is that, spoilers, I fucking hated this. Right?
Yeah, bitch.
Play my game, play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection.
Stop playing this inane garbage. It's embarrassing.
What worries me is that we're going to have to talk about this game twice because Stu's going to come on the show next week.
That's very cynical of you. That doesn't sound
And
like
he's going to be
Stu's
like,
gonna
well, I
wanna talk
didn't get
about
a
it.
chance to talk about it. And I'm like,
The
but no.
reason you didn't like it is because you didn't give it a chance, Channy.
Oh,
hey,
you know
if
what?
he chose cricket over this, you don't deserve to speak about
If
it.
he
next
said that
week.
I didn't give it a chance, he would be correct because I started this game, Magical Delicacy, and I was
Magical
like,
delicacy.
what the fuck? And I skipped everything. I played it for about 4.5 minutes, and that was generous.
When I got done, I realized there was one achievement at the end of like the most basic tutorial part,
Yeah.
and you get 20 achievement points. I quit playing, and I noticed that it said Chinny's been playing 0 out of 100 achievement points. I was like, wow, he didn't even get that easy one that they just hand you.
No, look, I can't explain to you how disgusted I was when I started seeing this game. Like,
What? Let's back up. What
I
kind
think
of game
the first
is it?
word though was, "Oh, you're a witch. I've never met a witch before. Wait, can you do some cooking for me?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, is that everyone's gonna hate this game?"
it's because I
Except
was,
maybe just sent an SLH. I think they might be into that.
again, I
yeah,
was
yeah.
confused. Not as confused as when I was watching the male divers and the Olympics. I was very confused then. I don't know what was going on, but like I was confused because I was like angry at the game for existing, but I was angry at Stu for suggesting it, knowing that I have to play. Is Stu playing this sort of long-term practical joke on me? Where
See,
he makes
this is
me
no.
do
It's
it?
just because it just sits there. If we came in and said we have a game to play, then we could steamroll over him. But we were just like, so he's like, well, I got one ready.
He got cocky as well because last week all of you guys loved it. The other game. So
That's
he's like,
true as well.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I can roll the dice again.
What was
So
that?
you need to
no.
put your foot
I
down,
can't even
Chinny.
remember what was-
Chia.
Oh, cheer, yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
cheer's good.
like, you know I'm gonna hate this. You know.
I know.
It's
So okay, what kind of
awful.
game is it? What are we doing in this game?
I barely know because I remember all I remember was you wake up and you're a witch, and then it's a 2D sort of pixel game.
Yeah, I say
yes.
Metrovania as well because like there is
Yes.
parts where you,
I didn't get
if you
that far.
it's like up the stairs, go out and jump, and you like you need special abilities to get up there. It's like, oh, it's
You need to
Metrovania.
double jump. Did you know you could
Double
double jump in this game? Dude.
pretty
Yeah.
mad.
And I remember
It's
then
true, you
I
can.
like I jumped over a thing. I walked up some stairs and there was like I was in the kitchen. And she's like, "Oh, you got to cook. You got to do stuff." And I went, "No, no, I don't. I don't have to do anything."
Ben,
you
what
say."
are your thoughts about this game?
If you're into this type of game, like with like it's got like Cookie Mama type stuff, Metrovania, and it's like you owe an 0% interest on a house. It's like, oh no, not Animal Crossing all over again. I've been.
Well,
here
you get
before.
handed the house and then you have to pay
Yeah.
it back, but it is a
Yeah.
loan.
But
yeah,
I would take
yeah.
a 0% interest if anyone wants to offer that me. I
Well,
would take it
yeah.
on my house, but
It can happen for real, sure.
yeah, but it was no, I enjoyed it. The different characters, they were like, "Can you cook me this? Can you cook me that?" I did 2 cooking sessions, and then it was like, "Wait 2 days until it grows." And I thought, there's no way any of you guys got further than this. I was like, if Chin weren't here, and Stu was here, I would play a bit longer because Stu probably got further.
Okay.
But I was like, no.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Stu's. I played for about 5 hours.
I got the map as well. I think it was Coco who gave you a map because I had no clue where I was going. And then she was like, here's a
The
map.
lady with the magical staff
Yeah.
gave you the map. Yeah,
thought-
the cartographer.
Yeah, but
That's
no.
funny that like you just thought, well, Ginny probably hasn't got this far, so
No.
I'm good.
No,
Well,
that's it.
I think we can all agree when it comes to the story of this game.
The story is garbage.
No, I can't
Oh
even
my
say.
God.
I can't even say if it's garbage because I didn't read
Well,
it.
I can because as soon as you walk in to your new okay. So
okay.
you know that a story is important to me. So when a story is good, I'm gonna be like, okay, this story's good. When a story's bad, we're gonna have to talk about it. This story is so shit. She leaves home because people don't accept her as for being a witch. Okay, fine. That's okay as a backstory. She comes to this new island. The mayor meets her at the docks and says, "We've been waiting for you." What? Why? How do you know this person? Nobody cares. Come with me. Here's an old restaurant. We're just going to give it to you. What? That makes no sense. You go in and he's like, it's 0% loan. Just pay us back when you can.
It sounds
You know, like
like
most
it's-
mayors would say to a new person
It
coming into
sounds like a
town.
trap, to be honest. If that happened to me, I'd be like, I'm suspicious.
I'm not going in that building.
Yeah, I ain't going in there.
You're going to make me into some sort of
I've
dungeon
seen
slave.
Goodfellas. I know what happens
Yeah, exactly.
to people that walk into buildings.
He was a made man. Yeah. So then you go into this little restaurant and there's someone living there and she's like, "Can I help you?" And you're like, "This is my home." And she's like, "No, it isn't. It's my home." And
Fuck
you're like,
you,
"Oh, great."
bitch.
Pretty much. And then it's like, well, maybe you can cook me food and I'll allow you to live here with
you know
me.
what?
Like,
What would have saved the story there is like you go into that house and the woman's like, "What are you doing in my house?" Like, "Oh, the mayor said I could take it." And they go, "Oh, that crazy fucking."
Of course he did.
That crazy crackhead that hangs out the side. You believed him.
Yeah,
He
it
tell
did
you
kinda
he was
go
the
like
mayor?
that, 'cause she's like, "Dude, I've already been moved twice. I ain't moving again." He's like, "But I own this house now." She's like, "Well, I ain't leaving. Can you cook me some soup right now?"
Because in
And he's
fairness,
like, "That's it."
she didn't know that was the mayor. He just sort of said he was the
That's
mayor.
true.
Yeah.
So
They just immediately assume anybody who says they're the mayor is the mayor.
Do you
That's
think
crazy.
that would have saved the story, Duke? It's like that's a crackhead. That person.
It would have made it
crackhead.
funnier, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like I mean, you can stay here if you're hard up, but that guy's mental.
He is not the mayor.
I saw him cooking his own shit the other day.
So we need a cook in this town.
So
It is trying to be Stardew Valley mixed with a cooking game, mixed with a Metroidvania game, because yeah, there are parts of the map you can't get to. It's got weird 2D jumping mechanics and stairs that you can leap through, but then also go down. But platforms that like disappear as you step on them, they're crumbling, and then there's some that are like magic that just pop up and all this weird stuff. You can harvest things on the ground with this little mini game, which I thought was actually kind of cool. I didn't mind the mini game about harvesting stuff. You're supposed to go around and meet the blacksmith and then, you know, get upgrades for your kitchen from her. And it's all women in this game, I think. So that's cool. A lot of lesbian witch energy
Bloody
going on,
women.
which is fun. But why? Why make them lesbians?
women.
Women. Yeah, it's just, and then she was like, when you make her the soup for your squatter, she goes, "Oh, it's good, 5 out of 5 stars." And your character goes, What are you talking about?" She's like, "Where are you from? You've never heard of 5 out of 5 stars? Let me explain the concept to you." No,
Christ.
even if I've never heard that before, you don't need to explain the idea of 5 out of 5 stars. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
All that complaining aside, though, like, I didn't hate this.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Don't even do it as a joke.
I'm not doing it as a joke. I actually kind of had fun with the cooking.
I
Like
hate-
it's a little bit of hand holding, but not totally, because this character's like, "I want something sweet." This character's like, "I want something savory," and you got to find the right ingredients, and it's not tough by any stretch of the imagination, but it is, you got to kind of figure out what thing to cook, and you can buy recipes, and you get things from different people, and there's a wandering sales guy who's
Why
got
doesn't
new
everybody
recipes.
in this town just go to Mackey's like normal people?
That's a good question.
That might be the ending. You turned the witch.
Yeah, it
turns
could be
into
the ending.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
now a whole
Global
franchise,
franchise.
baby.
They're disgusted by your dirt soup, and they're like, "Let's just go to MacD's."
Yeah.
MacDanks, as my students call it.
MacDanks.
Is
Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
MacDanks.
MacDanks.
MacDanks. Oh my god.
Um,
It's always Mackey's in
you know-
Britain. It's always Mackey's. Got to go
Yeah.
to Mackey's.
Go to Mackey's.
Mhm.
There's this meta story with other witches who have an egg that's probably got a dragon or something in it, and they're
Oh,
like, "Hey,
God.
I
take
didn't
this
go
and
that
hide it."
far. You went further than me.
I was like, oh man. And that's when I started to get more bored. And then I was just exploring, because you do these double jumps and you can get to different, like, there's pretty high up places. I'm like, let's see what's up here. And that's where the witches live. And they're like, oh, you found our home. And they're arguing with each other. Where'd that egg go? And she's like, don't say anything. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. And then I get done talking to them and it's like midnight. I'm like, oh, I guess I got to go home. I couldn't warp home. I had to go hop my way back down. And you can't die from falling damage, which is nice. But if you fall down the wrong screen, it'll just take you back to where you jumped off of. So there are some spots where you have to like hop back down and figure out where you are and use the map and so on and so forth. I think a warping mechanic, which may exist later on, I don't know, that would probably help things. But again, the charm of these things has kind of worn off for me. Like, I loved Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Coral Island tried to do the same thing in more of a 3D type of way. There's a lot of games now like this where it's like, okay, here's this town, you're new to
Yeah.
town, you got to meet everybody, you can become friends, you can have a
yeah.
romance.
I feel
And then
like
what's the-
there's so many
Go ahead.
other games that do everything in this game a little bit better. And
Sure.
it might not have all these compartments, but like, if you're there for Metrovania, play Hollow Knight. It's
Right.
class. But then if you're here for the
Sure.
farming, Stardew Valley or Minecraft, well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Minecraft's got a little bit, but Stardew Valley much more farming.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll give it a. We have to do thumbs up or thumbs down. Or
Yeah.
no in between.
That's right.
Nah, I'm not playing it again.
Eh.
No, there's no way. If I was on Desert
I will
Island,
give
and
it-
we've got you this game. This is the
Yeah,
only game
right.
available. And you're alright. I'll just find some other code.
Yeah, play a little bit of it. It's, if you're into cozy games, like this
Yeah.
could do the thing for you. But if you're not really, if you haven't already played the other 50 cozy game gold standards, you're not gonna like this. So it depends on what kind of person you are. I played it for about an hour and I had enough. I enjoyed that hour, but I uninstalled afterwards because I'm not going near this again.
There was a hole that Russia dug to try and go through the crust of the earth. I cut my thumb up and I throw it down there, and that's how low are the thumbs down I'm giving this.
That's a pretty low thumbs down,
It's down there.
no doubt.
Um,
Okay.
It's a no from me, and I'll look forward to Stu bringing it up next week saying, oh, I love the bit where you
Yeah.
talk to frogs or whatever. That's brilliant. Great.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Totally.
We've got to
Duke-
pick next week's.
Oh,
Yeah, we should pick
Ben,
next
you
week's.
should
Do we
pick
know?
next week's.
Yeah, go ahead,
Hey,
Ben. What do you want to see
If
people
you
play?
don't pick next week's, Ben, I'm gonna come over there.
Dungeons of Hinterberg might be good on Game Pass.
Shut it. Duke, do you wanna talk about another game while Ben's?
I will talk about another game
Clickety
because the
clacking.
main game that I've been playing this week, I dove in hard on this game. Oh my
Hard.
goodness, hard. It's Aardwolf, people. I don't even remember why I dove into this, but it's the one. I
this
get these
is-
urges.
This is a
I
mud,
can't explain
isn't
them.
it? This is a mud.
This
game.
is a MUD. This is what stands for multi-user dimension. For
I
those who
don't even
know.
know why I'm putting video footage of this up.
Oh,
So people can see the colorful text scrolling past. MUDs are the original MMORPGs. They come out of, like, first there was Zork, right? And then there were MUDs, and it's all text. It is colored text, so there's that. There is a sound pack on this particular MUD called Aardwolf. If you use Mush Client, you don't have to use Mush Client. There's lots of different clients you can use for MUDs. Anyway, the point is this. Look, I get these I think the reason I got the urge for this is because I have fond memories of playing these text-based games back in the day. I have certain playlists that I like to play, Enigma, Enya, Delirium, and setting up sound clips to work with these games is tricky because they come with some sounds, but like not the combat, for instance. So, I've been arranging the sounds. It doesn't matter. The point is I have these nostalgic connections for these games. So I'll start them up and play them. And, sometimes the experience matches that nostalgia feeling and sometimes it doesn't. It has fit. I've really enjoyed this week playing Aardwolf. However, there's this problem that this particular MUD has. Every MUD has a certain kind of problem, and this MUD has the problem. Okay, there's things called area goals. All right. So in different areas of the game, you can go to any of them. It's a very open world, right? And so the idea is to level up, but along the way there are these goals each area has. So one is called the amusement park. That's the area, and the goal in the amusement park is to, like, win the biggest prize at the prize tent. Well, you can't win the biggest prize until you ride all the rides. So you have to go through all the rides. And the rides aren't just go on ride. The ride will be like, okay, here's the scuba ride, and you have to feed the shark, you have to feed the, squid, you have to feed the tuna, whatever. So there's all sorts of like components to the tasks, and then you do all the tasks and you finish the goal, right? That makes sense? I know Chinny's bored to sobs.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay,
I'm trying.
Right. So here's the problem. The problem is that, okay, so originally there was Zork. I don't know if y'all ever played Zork. It was the original text-based video game.
Let me think.
And Zork.
No.
I did teletext.
I can imagine that.
Or teletext.
Well,
they were talking.
There you go. It's classic formats. If anybody out there is old enough to remember Zork, the problem with Zork was that you had to kind of read the mind of the developers, because a lot of it was go north, go through the door, open door, and it's like you don't have the key, you got to find the key, whatever. But Zork had the problem of, it would say you're in a room with a table. There's a rope on the table, and you would type take rope, and the game would say there is no rope here, and you would go, what the fuck are you talking about? You just said there's a rope. So there's the descriptions, and then there's what you can actually do in the game. And in the same way that LA Noire was kind of frustrating at times, because you wanted to, look behind this picture frame or whatever, and you couldn't move it because that's not one of the manipulables. So too did Zork have this problem of telling you there's a rope, but you can't actually take the rope, right? Okay. MUDs have kind of the inverse problem there, which is there's this area goal I went to, and someone said, oh, I lost my jewelry. Can you help me find it? And I spent, seriously, an hour going through the whole area, and someone told me, oh, one of the monsters that you kill will drop it randomly. So you just have to kill monsters until you find this jewelry. I killed every goddamn monster in the whole area. And I still didn't find it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I asked, there's like a, chat channel. And by the way, there's 200 people playing this game at any given time. Like, it's not empty of humans. There are actual people playing it.
Impressive to me.
No, I just think it's remarkable that a game this old, this old-fashioned.
There's 8 billion people in the world, Duke.
So what the hell
That's a poor
think of all
show.
the entertainment offerings we have available to us. Why are people playing this?
200 Dukes out there in the world.
Yeah, there are 200 Dukes, but there's a like a question and answer chat channel that you can ask questions on. So I asked, but you're not supposed to give people help on the goals. The description in the game of the goals is like, don't help. It's only meaningful if people figure it out for themselves. There's never any guesswork involved, blah, blah, blah.
And stop suggesting that people play other games because they're better. It's not funny.
Stop telling people there are games with graphics out there.
Yeah,
It's
we don't
just
want them
not true.
to know about that.
So I was like, hey, what's going on with it? It was the Relinquished Tombs is the name of the area. I was like, what's up with this quest in the Relinquished Tombs? What's going on here? And this one dude was like, it's obvious. You just need to learn how to play. And I was like, okay,
Dickhead.
dude, back up. Please stop.
I love
dude.
that there's trash talk on them.
Yeah,
Like,
there's only
There is,
200
there
standing,
totally
not
is.
one
There's
guy
only
higher
200.
than
Yeah.
this.
and he's
Yeah,
like, you
right.
dickhead.
But he's not cool enough to hang out with me. So I was like, dude, I literally killed every monster in the whole area. And he was like, you need to read the directions more. I was like, I've been reading the directions. Okay, so it turns out, here's the thing. And I guess people are on the edge of their seat, like, what was the problem? Here's the problem. In the game, there are certain verbs that are commands, right? If you write smile, then everybody in the same room as you will see Duke smiles, right? Make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Open door east means you open the door to the east, right? So there's certain verbs that work as commands, okay? And there's a tutorial mission at the start of the game that walks you through all the ones you need, right? The most important ones. So I'm doing this thing, and eventually it turns out what I needed to do was write search, the word search. And I was like, is that a command in this game? You'd think I would have learned that before reaching level 100, which is where I was at. And it's not a command in the game. And I was like, how am I supposed to know that I'm supposed to type the word search. It's not a recognized command except in these 3 rooms. And the guy was like, you should just figure it out from the clues. And I'm like, fuck you. You don't understand how human language works if you think I'm supposed to just read the mind of the guy who developed this area and know that this word, which never functions as a, actual game word. So anyway, the other thing I realized about MUDs, and then I'll shut up about him, is
Did he
that
give you the hint then? Did he give you the hint? Or
he
you
did
have to
not,
find
but
it?
somebody else had given it to me. So I was like, oh, thank you to the cool person who actually helped me, and fuck you to this guy telling me. And then I was like, because I'm a teacher, I'm always like, look, I want to help the people understand, the people who run the game. I want to help them understand the problem I had, because other people are probably also having this problem.
So you're a pain in the ass.
I'm a big pain in the ass. But there are people having the same problem. I've talked to them. So I wrote a note on the open forum for improvements for the game. And I was like, look, a lot of us have some problems with the goals. And like, maybe we could have an optional hint system. So if people get stuck, they might be able to get a little assistance. Or at the very least, let me take this goal off of my quest log. Because that's the thing that drives me nuts. It's there forever. If you get stuck, fuck you. You're going to look at your failure forever. And I'm like, just let me take it off the quest list. Come on, man. And then Mr. Asshole had to write in and say, it's obvious if you learn how to play and you just need I was like, oh, fuck off. All right, last thing I'll say about this. If you play games with a controller, there's, 20 buttons on a controller, right?
Yep.
Okay, so if you need to figure out what to do when you get to the wall, I mean, in good games, it'll tell you push X, right? Even in Magical Delicacy, it was like push X here or whatever. But if you have to guess, you got your option of about 20 possibilities, right? Okay. If you're using a keyboard, you've got 100 possibilities. And then if you add Control Alt modifiers, you got 300, 500 possibilities, right? If you're typing words in, you've got about 10 million possibilities of what you need to do, right? So if I'm trying to figure out what word to use to find this jewelry, I've got to just go through the whole goddamn dictionary. So again, like, give me a little hint of where I'm supposed to be headed.
Yeah.
People, come on, have
Only
some
they made
compassion for where I'm
games
at.
with where you could see it and stuff.
Where this wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid.
what, this-
I recognize it's
As a
bizarre that I'm
dyslexic who's terrible at spelling, this would be my
It's a nightmare.
living
It's a
hell.
nightmare.
yeah.
I'm the same,
It-
Ben. I'm
and-
the same. I
They
just,
stick me in prison. They go, you can only come out if you solve this game.
I'm
I
like-
just don't even bother.
Kill me now.
Just hang me
Yeah.
now. It's fine.
Get the guillotine ready. You know what I realize is that the reason I like it is because it engages your imagination in a way that games with graphics doesn't, right? Like it's the same reason I like reading books sometimes and I like watching movies other times. Is because when you read a book, like, you're constructing the story along with the words on the page. And that's true of a MUD as well. So if it tells me what the room is like, I'm also adding other stuff into the room as I imagine it. So that's part of the appeal for me, for whatever it's worth.
No, I like it. I tell you
But
what,
I recognize that it's
there
completely
is
ridiculous.
no other video game podcast that are talking about this game, bro.
Hopefully not. God. But
got
there's
niche
a
in the
dozen
market.
YouTube. When I went looking for Let's Play Aardwolf, there's all these different Let's Plays. Like, what
Oh,
the fuck?
fair.
Who's watching this shit? People are. Go figure.
Just want to shout out the Mud Gaming podcast. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I told you about the time I had the confusion with a student because I was like, what'd you do this weekend? He's like, I went mudding. I was like, mudding? I've been getting into that. And he's like, what? Where'd you go? And I was like, Aardwolf? He's like, what is that? I was like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, we went down to the creek. And I was like, oh, shit. He was talking about getting in a truck and driving through the mud.
That
And I was
sounds-
talking about
Both sound
multi-user
as
dimensions.
cool. Both sound cool.
They're about equally cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he go, yours sounds better, I'm going to quit mine?
I'm going to sell my truck, get a gaming PC, sell that,
You know
buy
what?
meth,
Actually,
'cause I
I'm
don't need a
gonna
gaming
tell
PC.
tell guys at the Mud Track about what you've told me,
Yeah.
and we're all just gonna quit.
We're going to see you on Aardwolf.
Yeah.
I'm a level 6 ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
That's ridiculous. So anyway,
So Duke,
Yeah.
just
Who's
want to
next?
say no to that.
I don't blame you.
Don't like any of it.
That's probably for the
Um,
best.
It to me, it looks like someone who sort of still uses ham radio and thinks it's really cool.
It's like one step above
Do you know what I
playing
mean?
a
It's
game.
like
Think
ham
tic-tac-toe
radio.
over ham radio.
You
yeah,
kids don't
right.
know about ham radio. I'm like, yeah, I do, but we've got phones now.
There's a reason nobody does it anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so I will talk about my video game that I've played.
Let me guess. Is it Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, it's Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Ben, what's your relationship with? What's your relationship with?
Breath of the Wild, the first one, I completed. This latest one they released, I got two like challenges in.
Okay.
I mean, you have to get the 4 again. But then I went down. Have you guys played the new one?
No.
I haven't. Chinny, didn't you play a little bit of it?
No.
Or was that Stu?
Yeah, the
Okay,
new
Stu played a
one's
little
got
bit.
like an underground section, and I
Okay.
just got so absorbed in that like it just takes all my time up whenever I do play it. But I do rate it. But Breath of the Wild, I completed that game.
Okay.
I bought that on the Wii U.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah, me
how
too.
You
I
did,
bought
yeah,
the Wii U
dude, yeah,
for
of
that
course.
game, and then
Yeah.
it just came out right at the end.
Mm.
Completed it, and I was like, right, now I'll buy it on the Switch because it's that good again. And
Wow.
yeah, I absolutely love this game so much.
Cool.
Well, I'll tell you where I am, Benjamin. I
Please do.
am. I've done 2 Divine Beasts, and I have done 1 more Divine Beast.
Which one?
I've done the one round the volcano, Death Mountain.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Fucked
Okay.
him up.
Yeah.
Fucked him up. It was a pretty easy one, to be fair.
But you had to get through Death Mountain, didn't you? Which just takes preparation.
Once
and
you've got the
stuff, right?
suit, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Once you've got the suit, it's
Yeah.
all just
Okay.
business as usual. The
I
hard
gotcha.
part is like fucking running in there trying to. How did you run in there, Ben, and get the suit? Did you just go for it one day?
Yeah, I just found the recipes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like certain recipes that you can have to cool down and
Yeah.
warm up and everything. And I just stumbled across that, just made loads of them, and then thankfully I had enough money because I think I did that near the end. I did the desert one.
Oh, I haven't done that
Yeah.
one. That's the last one
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I did the desert one because there's different orders you could do it in. But yeah, I did the desert one. The fire one was the last one. So I think I was a bit too overpowered. Like I had loads of money and everything sorted by the time I got to that one.
So what order did you do the beasts in?
The waterfall one's obviously the start, like kind of points.
I
you
think
in that
everybody does
direction.
the elephant first, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because the elephant's a real good warm up one.
Yeah.
Then the desert one,
Okay.
because I like those type of people. And then what was the other one as well?
There's the bird one.
The bird, yeah, because that ability's so OP. I was with my
It is.
friends, like that extra gust of wind.
Oh.
I was like, oof,
Yeah.
I need that.
Well, I heard about it because I was trying to get to like a shrine, and
Yeah.
I read up a lot. I was like, well, if you've got the gust of wind thing, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I want
Yeah.
that. And they was like, well, you got to go to this beast and get it. And I was like, yeah, I need that. Whereas
Have you
with
been
this
to the
divine
island
beast-
yet? Have you been to the island?
which
Where
one?
you go on and you just lose all your stuff and you have to start again.
No.
Oh, it's on there.
Oh snap! The
Spoiler.
roguelike island.
Yeah, there's an island that you see and you go in there and you forget everything.
Oh,
Lose everything.
really? No, I
Damn.
haven't done that.
You get
no,
it back when
sorry.
you're done.
Yeah, you get it back when you're done.
Oh.
But it's
Right, that's
So
cool.
it's temporary.
It's so
roguelike,
funny
wow.
because you think because I was like super overpowered, like oh this game's so easy, I can't believe
Yeah.
it. And then it just took everything away from me, like 20 hours into the
Damn.
game,
Yeah.
and I got absolutely destroyed. And I was
And
like,
you thought
wow,
it was,
I really
it
am
was
bad at-"
permanent. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
uh-huh.
I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. No, like I am getting to the point now where I am like pretty strong on the game. Like I don't really struggle. Yeah. So the last divine beast for me is the desert one, and then I'll
Yeah.
be
I think you'll
I'll
fly through it.
yeah. I'm taking my Switch to Northern Ireland, so hopefully we'll get some time over there to play it. But yeah, I've done the divine beast round Death Mountain pretty easy. I didn't find it too much of a struggle. And as I said, once you've got that suit, Death Mountain is just another place you can wander around, but it's just getting it. That's the panicky part. But I quite like that Death Mountain area, Ben. I think it's quite fun. It's like cool music around there, and
Yeah, yeah.
like the
vibes
characters
of
are
it.
funny around there, and because I've played it for so long and I've never been there, it feels like a fresh game, like a new thing. And the desert area I haven't really been to, so that's gonna feel fresh as well. So it
Yeah, 'cause
just
you think the desert will have nothing, but there's like so many hidden
yeah.
sections into it, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
This game is just so good that like
so
if you
good.
focus and just do the 4 pieces, you could just do it dead in like 2 hours. You could complete it.
You
if you're
could,
really
yeah,
good at the
you
game. But just the exploring of you just see something, you try and
Yeah.
solve it, and then
Yeah.
would you after Breath of the Wild play the latest one, or do you think?
Well, I've
you'd
been
have enough
I've been
Zelda out of
told by somebody at work who loves these games to give it a break, because
I agree.
it's a very similar map. I know there's an underground. I know there's things floating around above
Yeah.
as well, and there are lots of landmarks that are still the same. But yeah, like he told me, he's like, yeah, you should probably have a break, and because you're gonna burn out on it, I think.
Yeah, I like Breath of the Wild more than the latest one because the other one, the latest one got a bit complicated. It's like, right, now you need to build this to fly up here, and you build these. Whereas this, it is very much pure.
It's quite
You've got your
stripped back,
bow,
isn't
you've
it?
got your
Yeah.
arrow, you've got your little glider thing. There isn't much extra
No,
than that.
no,
But-
but I have seen little clips of the new one, and I do look at it and go, wow, that looks. What's that? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, it looks interesting.
I was about you playing it, Duke, as well, but you just did not vibe with it, did you?
Breath of the Wild, I
Yeah.
couldn't take the weapons breaking. It was
Yeah.
just, it drove me nuts.
It
I
really
liked
isn't
other
an
parts of
issue
it.
after a while.
I mean, I hear you, and it is in many ways it's an aesthetics thing. But like for me, it is also like I tell you what, this connects to MUDs, so that'll teach you to ask me questions like this. At a certain, every once in a while, you're supposed to do a search in Aardwolf to be like, do I have the best gear I can have? And it'll tell you like, here's the better gear than what you're using. I have a pair of daggers right now, and I just love the idea of just killing people with this pair of daggers. And they said, hey, there's this whip that'll do more damage. I'm like, I'm not playing with a whip. I want to play with daggers. So there's a part of me that's like, my character doesn't play that way, like he doesn't fight like that. And so the idea of like fighting with a skeleton's arm, I'm like, no, I'm a badass warrior with a sword, dude. That's how I roll. So that plus the horse felt very frustrating. And Stu, I remember, gave me a bollocking because I needed to practice with the horse to get better. And I just didn't have the patience to do that. So I can see this being the type of thing, if I went back to it, maybe I would like it better the second time. That has happened in other games, but
Yeah.
I don't have any way to play it right now. And
Yeah, there are with the weapons breaking. Yeah, like I remember when I first played it, I was like, oh god, like
Yeah,
this is
'cause
just
we're
gonna
not used to that in games, really.
this is
are
gonna
we?
lead
Right.
to me stressing about have I got enough weapons and all this sort of stuff. But it never becomes an issue, does it, Ben? It's like you've got too many, if anything. Like they don't
Yeah,
break
right.
often enough. And sometimes you're like, yeah, I'll use this because I want it to break. I don't want this weapon anymore. So you do get over it pretty quickly.
Fair enough.
But it isn't a game that sort of lends itself to tell you every single thing, which I sort of respect. It
I
does.
love the nitty gritty stuff. Like you can do it the sword and arrow way, but there's so many like hidden details that. This is what I love Nintendo for. If it's not ready, they'll just like. I bought the Wii U right at the beginning. It was meant to be out straight away. Came out like 8 years later. But you know what? It was so worth it because when it came out, it was so pure
Yeah, it was good.
and perfect. And Nintendo, they just don't mess around. They're like, no, if it's not ready,
They make sure
hold
that when
off.
they put something out, it's great. Like yeah.
They really are.
learned
like,
from Robbie the Robot not to
masters
fuck
of
around.
video games because it's like when you look at the Switch, it's like one of the most underpowered consoles ever. But it's one of my favorite consoles.
But the draw
because-
distance in Zelda Breath of the Wild is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
you're
How did they
on
get that out of that machine?
like when I was on the flying Divine Beast, you can see full on landmarks. Like you're not just on. It doesn't just cloud around it.
No.
You can see like, oh, that's where Death Mountain is. It's over there. I can see where the elephant laser is going into the castle and stuff. It's unbelievable. Obviously, it's low poly versions of it, and once you get over there, it has to load
Yeah,
in.
but still, a lot of developers wouldn't bother with all of
But
that.
it's just an element of like it really feels like you're on there. You're on that
Yeah.
flying
You
bird.
feel
and-
like you're in Zelda.
yeah, it's so
Like-
good. And
They
so
polished the
clever.
hell out of everything they do.
Yeah. There's only really one area, maybe two, in the game that really slows down the frame rate, and that's the forest. Where the Master Sword is.
Yeah.
Like
When it
the
starts raining.
Yeah, the frame rate
Yeah.
is awful around there. Even on my OLED Switch, it's still really bad. But anyway, Zelda Breath of the Wild, still loving it. And everybody who loves Breath of the Wild is so pleased when somebody else says, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
playing Breath of the
Oh,
Wild."
yeah.
Like I can see on your face, Ben. You're like,
Yeah.
"Yes, another victim to the Zelda
right.
Breath of the Wild."
One of us. One
yeah.
of us.
So yeah, loving it, and I'll be playing hopefully a lot more. Well, this trip to Ireland is not going to be a holiday. The Tuesday is going to be a 10-hour day of filming, so it's not going to be easy. But yeah, on the night I won't have too much to do, hopefully. So yeah, get a few hours in the night. Bit of Zelda.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Ben, what else you got?
So I've been playing every night before I go to bed. I've been playing the DS, if you remember that
Jesus
old contraption.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a.
What type of
Uh,
DS is it?
It's a DS Lite, so it's like.
Oh, that's my
it's-
favourite one.
Yeah, it was so good. I don't know what's. Oh, I do know. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, I used to love the DS with Cookie Mama and all that type of stuff." I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got that." So we whipped out our DSs, like decided to stop playing, over the wireless stuff,
Yeah.
Cookie Mama and all that. Anyway, she's in Manchester, so every night I'm like, "Oh yeah, go on then. Let's see what other games I've got on there." And I've got a Dix
Aw.
2. Do you remember Bubble? Is it Bubble?
Bubble.
Yeah, that's it. That game, it's. I forgot how fun it is. Like that, it's so what you've got is because of the touchscreen, you have to ping like the balls. So like
Yeah.
if it's orange, you got to
Yeah.
do it, and there's different. It's just such a simple game. It definitely was like an iPad. I bet they've got it, or iPhone. They've got it now. But that DS game, for some reason, I'm absolutely before bed. I'll just play the endless mode and like try and get like 4 minutes, beat my record, Really, actually isn't good for sleeping because then I'm just like, you can
No.
beat my record.
Yeah,
beat me.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
always have just one go,
Yeah.
and if it's just
Yeah.
trash, I'm like, well, that's it. That's how it goes. But yeah, that game is I forgot how many cool DS games there is as well because I got my old collection and looked, and like, did you ever play WarioWare on the DS?
Yes, I think I did. It's all like
Yeah, it's
little
like a load of
mini
mini
games.
games.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. That really still holds up. I played Cookie Mama as well. That game's alright. It's very Fruit Ninja before Fruit Ninja came out.
Yeah.
I can see where they stole it from, but there was some amazing games on the. Did you guys? I guess Chin, you definitely had DS. Did you, Duke, or not?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I don't,
thought about
I
it,
don't
but-
know where mine ended up. I had a black one and I bought Tara a pink one. And
Yeah.
I bought them at the same time and we loved them. We
Aw.
played them all the
Yeah.
time. And Tara talks about them now and again. She's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
where's that DS?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just have no idea where it went. I don't remember like trading it in or anything like that. I just one of those things. Though. I just never kept track of it. But I'm looking on eBay now for one. So I might buy like a little.
It's a
cheeky-
cool piece of kit, and like sometimes they release stuff. And you think, does it hold up? Does it hold up?
Does it
But no, the DS Lite definitely holds up. Like the games on there were super unique. Like I always remember, do you know the fanfare when Professor Layton? Do you
Oh, yeah.
remember how many people were so excited for that? I always remember the wolf from the chickens. You had to do that, and
Yeah.
that game took over the storm. And then Brain Training. That was like
Yeah.
all the mums had that.
All the mums. There's a DS.
Yeah.
There's a DS Lite here. It's obviously an auction, but it's like £2.20 on eBay.
Damn.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean, that is definitely worth it.
It's worth it, isn't it? Yeah.
But there's some good games on there that I was looking at, but the game I've been playing is Bubble. Beep the Bubble.
Yeah.
Bubble. But yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. How come you never got into handhelds, really, Duke?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I've thought about, the Switch is a good example of one. I think it's because I'm not usually in a place where, like I'm at home, I'm playing on the PC these days, and when I'm at school, like I don't have time for gaming. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
commute in the car, so there's no downtime there. I feel like the other part of it is that I stare at screens enough all day, every day. And the idea of like, if I'm going to go outside, I really should not be looking at screens. So it could be cool to have a DS or a Switch and like play it in a hammock or, go for a walk and then play it at the park or something. But I feel like if I'm going to do that, I really should just go ahead and not have screens for an hour or something like that. So, it cuts me off from some games I'm sure I'd like. I know there were some cool games on the DS, RPGs that never appeared anywhere else. But
What are you gonna do? There's plenty around. What about you,
Yeah,
listeners? Listeners listening. What was your favorite DS game?
Listeners,
you go.
listeners.
send us a speak pipe with your favorite
Yeah, I'd be
DS.
interested to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite DS game. The Mario was really strong on there.
Yeah,
I
it
really, I
was.
remember it being. I was obsessed with it.
We used to play the multiplayer as well, and there was a poker game in it, and literally we were just addicted to it literally was pure poker games just on there, load of mini. I remember we were that definitely got a lot of people into gambling low key back in the day.
Yeah, a bit of gambling.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Bit of gambling.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
the
you
wireless
start
system
pawning your
that-
children's shoes.
It was so good though because the wireless system on that really did work. Like it still works today, where like if you had your DSs together, you could just pair them up and like
Nice.
it instantly works. I can't believe how
Yeah.
good the technology is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because like we don't have that on cell phones today. You know, like if you have a phone, and I have a phone, I can't just like here, let me just pop this file over to you. I have to send it through your email or whatever. Like
You
I
can.
think we would have that by now. I mean, maybe you can. I just don't know how to do it.
On iPhones, you just have to sort of make them kiss and they talk.
Yeah, but they have to both be iPhones. If I have Android and you have an iPhone, like forget it.
Don't have an Android then.
Well,
Oi, 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 oi,
my
don't
wife
you
has an
dare.
Android. What am I supposed to do?
Just have an
Hey.
iPhone. It's better. Your life
Hey, I
will be
keep.
better.
Don't tell anybody. She has a phone that like it often doesn't work if there's no Wi-Fi. So like she'll send a text and get home before the text sends. Right. So
We should
don't
be
get me
easy.
started on trying to get her to get a different phone. Like whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gonna GoFundMe
Yeah,
page
exactly.
or
No, it's
help
not
her out.
that. She's just. It works okay.
No,
I'm
I
like,
know.
"Except when it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway,
anyway. What have you guys been playing? Anything else?
I got one more. Chinny, you got anything else?
No, just.
So I'll
Breath of
do
the
one
Wild.
more. I got two others that I'm going to talk about next week. Trolley Problem and Odada. I want to talk about Glyphica Typing Survival, which I mean,
Fuck
just by the
me.
name, you can
Oh my
tell.
gosh,
it's gonna
another
be
one.
Amazing.
You're definitely
There's
missing
the-
school, ain't you?
Something. This is so on Steam this week. There's been this like Tiny Teams festival where they're showcasing games made by small developer groups and individuals. And so there's a lot of interesting demos. A lot of them are, I don't know if they're short time demos, but a lot of games I'd never heard of. So I was downloading demos left and right. And I tried this one because it looked like it was going to be easy to
Awful.
play and dip in and dip out of. And to Chinny, it looks awful. So FYI,
Well,
a little bit
explain
of background.
what's going on.
Well, I'll get to that in a second. Hang on a second.
Oh.
The reason I like these games is because I can type quickly. I've been typing a lot, and I write stuff. I can type quickly.
Look at
When I play
me.
Rocket League, one of my favorite things to do in Rocket League is to, when I join a lobby, I'll write "Have fun, everybody." When I score a goal, I will often use Kendrick Lamar lyrics. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. And people will regularly be like, "How do you type so fast?" And I'll be like, well, first of all, it's the same things I type over and over again. So if you gave me something new to type, it would take me longer. But I've trained myself to type certain things very quickly. So my typing skills are pretty good. So typing Night of the Dead or whatever that zombie game was where you were typing, that was
Yeah.
pretty fun.
I
for me.
like that one.
Yeah, because it had graphics. Not
Yeah.
so this game.
Not so this game.
Yeah, this game is a beige screen with a circle in the middle. That's you. And words coming in the form of other shapes, circles, triangles, squares. And if they get to you, then you lose health. And in order to kill these other shapes, you have to type the word that's hovering above them. So it'll say friend, and you have to hurry up and type friend, and then it'll take care of that enemy. But along the way, you get boost ups, then you get power ups. So you can get a spinning blade that when you correctly write a word that starts with the vowels, I think it is for one of them, then it'll activate the blade. Or there's some power ups that activate when you type a word that starts with like B, C, D, F, G or whatever, so it's all based on which word you're spelling. It's the dumbest game ever, but it's really well made. Like it's polished, it's slick, it's got a good variety of words that you're typing. They start off small and they get longer and longer. So it's a time, survival game. You want to see how long you can go for. Try to beat your old record like Principal Skinner. I made a game of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else there is to say about
What-
it.
what-
I
what-
went.
What's your
The
hardest words you struggle with then, Duke? Is there some words where you struggle typing?
I'll tell you, that's a good question, actually. It wasn't that there were words that I struggled with. It was when they started coming faster and faster, I got flustered. So I was like, how do you spell this? Like, where are my fingers supposed to be? Because here's the other thing. Most people are touch typists, which means your fingers go on the home keys and then you tap the key that's nearest to them. I've been hunt and peck all my life, so I'm still mostly doing
Hold on.
single.
Do you
Yeah.
type with your index fingers?
Yes.
You're mental.
Most of my typing is
crazy.
index fingers, which is bizarre. If I were to force myself to learn how to touch type, I'd be twice as fast. But for the most part, I am just.
You're bragging about
typing.
how fast you're typing, and you're typing with these bad boys.
And I'm still pretty fast. I mean, don't get me twisted. I am hitting spacebar with the thumb, and I'll hit enter with the pinky. Like I'm doing some touch typing, but for the most part, it is just hunt and peck. But I don't have to hunt anymore.
That's mad.
That's
I never knew that.
crazy to
We
me.
found out a
It's-
new fact on this podcast tonight.
I know, right? It's
oh
so
my
bizarre.
God.
Because I
can't-
never, Mavis Beechin teaches typing or whatever the game was. I never played that. I never learned.
Somebody in our office who shall remain nameless types like that, and I
Isn't
just
that
look at him when he's doing it. I'm like, how do you do that?
What is wrong with you? Yeah.
Crazy. I
Yep.
see you
So,
in a different light.
I played this for about 10 minutes. I had fun with it. I got done and I was like, all right, I think I'm done forever. Like, I don't think I
Forever.
want to play this again.
Yeah.
It's just.
Do you reckon though, if
why
you were
is
doing learning,
Arthur on
if
the
you were
screen?
learning to do typing though, it would be a good one.
Yeah, I think for kids, this could be a good way to, get them to want to practice typing.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
But I think that, the Night of the Dead typing game, whatever it was,
Yeah.
that is that next level thing because it's zombies and,
yeah.
bloody faced hookers trying to eat motorcycle gang members' entrails. And, that there was a lot of stuff going on. Here, it's literally a beige screen with some circles floating around. It's like, okay, I think in order for a typing game to actually be fun, you need to have more than just shapes.
Yep. All right. Well, there you are.
So that's that.
Typing
There you are.
Glyphica typing
Yes,
survival.
Glyphica. Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
Remember next week's game? I've had a look on Game Pass to see what there is,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna pick because we're going a bit old school. Off my games have been back in the day. Crash
Okay.
Bandicoot, the trilogy edition, got
Okay.
added onto Game Pass.
Okay. I never
And-
played any Crash, so.
You know what? Skip Crash 1, Crash 2.
Crash
That's
2.
that's Crash 2 where it's at.
Okay.
Okay,
that a
game
go.
number 2.
Yeah, give it a go.
I've
and see
never
what you
played a
think.
Crash game
Alright.
other than
Have you not?
Hey.
other
Ah.
than what's on Uncharted 4. There was a
Were
little...
you with Spyro then?
No.
No.
I
Rick.
was like
Missed
go
that
out
era.
go out and do real things.
I was
Fair
actually
enough.
not playing a lot of games when the Crash
No,
Spyro thing happened
I was
either.
what year did they come out?
PS1, weren't it?
So was
Uh,
PS1 is like
96,
96 to
98,
2001.
something like that. Yeah.
So I was round then. I was playing a lot of Tomb Raider. I was playing a lot of Carmageddon and GTA 1. So
Wow.
yeah, that was my bag. That was and Hitman. Oh, loved Hitman, the original.
See, I'm 95 when I was born, so I got to them years later.
Hmm.
But, parents, no guns allowed. So Crash Bandicoot was the only thing I could do. Say what though?
Interesting.
I don't know. When you play it, you might find out. But I always remember the soundtrack on that was really good.
Yeah, you know.
That's all I always remember.
What-
Too bad you didn't know
next
about
week?
MUDs, Ben. You could have played a MUD with guns and be like, I'm just
Yes.
typing words.
Yeah,
You
that's
shoot
it.
the man through his
Oh,
eye.
you look so gutted, Ben, that you didn't know about mud.
You would
I
have been
know
the coolest
now.
kid
I
at
know
school.
now.
man.
In
Wow.
4 months' time, when you all have me back, I'll be talking
I really
about
got into
it.
MUDs.
Yeah, it works.
You have an intervention with your family. It's like, Ben, it's got to stop. It's got to stop.
We want you to play GTA, please.
I was
going to
ask you a question about Glyphica typing. I just remembered what it was. What's the wavy
Oh,
dotted?
goodness.
What's the wavy dotted line? What's that do?
I think that's probably like a proximity trap, where it's like if a circle goes across it, it explodes or something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe it's a chain. There's like a chain attack where if you get one of them and it's got the wavy line near it, then it'll light other ones near it up or
I
something like that.
see. Right, it's like
There's
a power-up.
several different power-ups like that. Yeah.
I see.
It's trying to be sort of like Geometry Wars, except not colorful or fun. So,
You said it.
A for effort, yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Is there any more for any more?
Not
I
for
just
me.
wondered, no games, but I just wondered, this time next year, will you be getting gassed for GTA? Do you believe it will still come out when it says coming out?
I really hope it'll come out in my 30s.
Yeah.
My birthday is.
And how many more 30s do you have?
I turned 39 in about a month,
Gotcha. So the clock is ticking.
and then September the 3rd, 2025, I turn 40.
Yeah.
Top.
So you hope it comes out before then. Is it currently scheduled for before then?
Yes, but
Okay.
if it doesn't come out, that means there has been no GTA game in my 30s.
Wow, for a decade. That's crazy.
From 2015 to 2025, there have been no GTA game. And then bear in mind, in my 20s, most of them come out. Like, most of them. Like,
Yeah.
GTA.
Taking them for
Well, it's
granted
like
at that
me and
point, weren't
Elder
you?
Scrolls. Yeah, exactly. There hasn't been an Elder Scrolls game in
Yeah.
200 years.
So it's just sad. But yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Come on, Rockstar, make it happen.
We'll see.
The world needs
Um,
GTA.
Speak pipes wise, do I need
got
to
one.
do I need to send you anything, Duke?
I don't think so. Stu sent me one. I think that's probably the only one there is. I
Okay.
think he's got that down to a science. But first, can I quickly talk about something news? Because this is something that's actually happening, and
Putting news first.
no one's telling me we don't have time. I don't know why this week no one's telling me that. But anyway, there's a game coming up very soon called Black Myth Wukong, and
Oh, yeah.
people should not give them your money. Please don't give me that. The people who develop this game are raging sexist assholes. They made jokes about female employees doing prostitution. They sent these memes around that had to do with like, we promise fatties fuck off, and we promise to provide thorough services for hookup buddies, and I mean, just really disgusting stuff toward women and the internal culture and stuff. Forget sissies, tragic love stories, moonlit peach blossoms, and flute playing scholars. Like, this is a hardcore game, and they're like making jokes about the one female character. Like, you can jerk off to it. These developers are fucked up. And when they got asked by journalists, like, hey, we heard these rumors about whatever, they were like, yeah, whatever. We don't care what people think. And this game isn't for chicks and all this stuff. So I just find it to be disgusting. I'm definitely not going to be giving them my money or eyeballs. And I encourage everybody out there not to do so either. If you look into Black Myth Wukong, you can find some more stuff about the developers who are.
What if, like, because I'm looking at the game
Nasty.
here, Duke.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good, and there's no doubt about it. But, speaking personally, again, like, everybody make up your own minds, but speaking personally, I'd rather not give my money to developers who are horrible towards women. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
See, I love those developers that are horrible to women.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So
I only
I've actually
support
bought
them.
the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you actually looking forward to this, Ben?
No. I'm just,
Oh, okay.
It's,
I'm just curious.
it looks like an Elden Ring type.
It does kind of
Deal.
look like an Elden Ring. And I'm sure it is trying to appeal to that same.
Yeah. I've got to that stage of life
Aesthetic.
where I'm willing to wait like a year or two,
Yeah.
and just when it comes on, oh, it's dirt cheap. I'll give
That's,
games a go.
that's
if
the
they
good
really
thing
hold
about
up.
going to Breath of the Wild so late is that, like, everybody's
Mm.
figured everything out.
Yeah.
Well,
So
there's
you,
that
you
too.
type something and be like, oh, the best place to do this is this, and if you want to get dragon scales and all this sort of stuff, I'm like, yeah, you just spawn here and bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam.
Yeah.
There's a few games where I
Mhm.
will buy them day one, but like it is extreme. Basically, it's just Nintendo
Mhm.
games or Rockstar games, but
Yeah.
it's extremely rare. Like I'm in that time loop because I've recently not had time for much video games where like I'm just getting excited for Cyberpunk, even though it's been out for years. Like I mean, last
Yeah.
time I was on, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? Now might be
I've
the
got
time
some bad
to
news
play
for you, Ben.
Cyberpunk.
Okay.
COVID is coming, because if that's where you
Oh.
are in your timeline,
Yeah, that's it. I'm like years behind.
COVID's coming, mate. I'm really
Yeah.
sorry. It's this global pandemic that hit everybody, and you won't be able to go
Yeah.
outdoors for a while.
Oof. But
We're-
you can sit inside and
yeah,
play
we're-
Cyberpunk.
We're out of it now, but you'll be
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, that's
And
fine,
there's
mate.
guns in
The
it. so
government,
your
the
folks
government
might
did
not
say
approve.
don't party, and they won't be partying. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
trust
And
them on
also,
that.
like, knock over any 5G towers that you see as well, because they're
alright,
causing
noted,
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
noted.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Okay, so speak pipes
Don't
then?
buy Black Myth Wukong because it's made by a bunch of sexist pigs.
Yeah.
Lovely. We got some emails. We got some emails.
Okay.
We got some
Okay.
emails.
Whoa, that ruled.
Where's Poochie?
I think we read this email, or did we read another one similar to it where Jay O'Neill emailed in and said, Stu, you silly boy. I heard about your brisket. As a chef, surely you know the secret is to a nice juicy steak as after you cook it, you rest it. I rest a briquette for at least an hour. Usually wrapped and put into an esky. Did we read this? I feel like we read.
I don't think we did. No, because we only talked about the brisket last week, so I don't think.
Not,
we would have.
he's like not sure what you call an esky, a chiller, the plastic things you keep in beers. I'm sure we read this, but anyway, yeah, Flight Slim 24 is out soon. Regards, Jay. So he told Stu. Bam.
Okay.
Thanks, Jay, for putting Stu in his place. Now, Mark Allport has wrote into the show, and I wanted to save this game for a play my game bitch, but I forgot, and he's just reminded me. But we'll play the one that Ben suggested because he's here. And
Sorry,
it's
you
nice.
can scrap it if you want.
No,
I'm
it's
not
okay.
that
Nope.
But the
It's
thing
written
is,
in stone.
I don't think there's a demo of this, so it would require us buying it. But that's too much commitment for Duke. So anyway,
Maybe it depends on the game.
Mark Allport, I've heard a lot about this game and it looks fantastic. Mark Allport writes, "Hi guys, just messaging in to say, still loving the podcast. Keeps me entertained from here in Brisbane, originally from Liverpool."
Oh.
Where's Brisbane? It's Australia, isn't it?
Australia, yeah.
Yeah.
I played a game.
Bonza.
I played a game recently called "Thank Goodness You're Here."
Oh, I've heard about this.
Yes,
Oh,
and I
my
thought it
friend.
would be a good game for you all to try together. It's a very northern, Viz-style cartoon comedy sketch show of a game, and I would be very interested to see how you'll get on with it. I think Stu and Chinny will absolutely love it, but hopefully Duke can get on board with the quirky humour too. Keep up the great work, Mark Allport. Yeah, I've seen clips of the game, and honestly, when I saw clips of the game, I was like blown away and thought, is this a cartoon? It looks like a cartoon, and it looks ridiculous. And there was a guy pushing sausages through a hole on a fence, and there was like a guy ordering like you got any chicken bakes at like a kind of Greg's, and he's like, no, we only got vegan or something like that, and that was it. And it's still like some sort of open world comedy game, which is very interesting. And they've also got like some videos on TikTok, the developers, and they're also very funny.
I think that's what I've seen on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then, like, one of my podcasts was just talking about it because they're American. They're like, but there was one British guy, and like some of the Americans, they just did not get the dry sense of humor at all. And I was just like, the way they were slagging it off was like, dude, I need to actually play this game.
Yeah.
It's apparently
like
like
on
2
The
hours long
Simpsons?
as well. It's like
Oh,
2
okay.
hours.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like a
Okay.
20-hour expansion longer.
Like when
This
Homer
is-
goes to England and he's like, "Give me, I want my hotel room key, please, Jeeves, and none of that dry British humor you guys are so well known for." And he goes, "I wouldn't dream of it, sir."
Yeah.
And just hands him the key.
I'm surprised Stu hasn't pretended that
I know
he
this looks like
made
Stu's.
this.
Yeah, it is made for Stu.
Yeah, like he it's £13.90, sorry, 59 on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
When he's going down someone's esophagus, like it looks like it's Stu's game all over.
We'd have to buy it, Duke.
Yeah. I can't commit to that right now, but maybe next time. I don't know. Let's see.
I might buy it. So because you can buy it on the Switch as well, can't you, Ben? So yeah, it's available on everything apart from Xbox One. It's on Switch, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. It's on the Mac. Can you believe?
Wow.
It's on
That's very cool.
Windows. Yeah, but it's not on the Xbox. So it's on everything but Xbox. So yeah, I'm thinking about buying it on the Switch. I might do. But I got Breath of the Wild to play.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, thank you very much. Lost my emails. Mark, thank you, Mark. And then we've got Jason. You know,
Jason Galar.
that's the one. So Jason says, Chin, when my little girl was a toddler, I would get home from work and she would take my hand and lead me to the tea party. I remember how awesome it felt when she began to speak, Dad being her very first word. She'd go around the house at 3 years old, belting out Katy Perry lyrics. Tea parties turned into gaming at some point. Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Sims, nowadays every co-op game we can find. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, plus decision-making game, story video games. If you guys have not played Co-op Pac-Man Champions Edition 2 Plus, you are missing out. It's an absolute best version of Pac-Man. Played that gem yesterday. Brilliant. Now I have to get back to reading 1984 and replay of Pentiment. It was recently my birthday, and I've since decided to edit my birth certificate. Who cares? Let's just lie about the year we're born. I identify as a chicken chaser, and I'm only 30 years old. I'm also a professional breakdancer in the Olympics, but I won't post that to social media because I also identify as an American-born, raised in Texas, and I wouldn't want anyone to be offended by my breakdancing skills. I could put an eye out with that thing. Stay free, veterans. Jason, currently reading 3 Body Problem and cutting the cheese.
Never change. Never change.
Get humped by Jason for nothing.
There you go. Thank you very much, Jason,
There
for
you
your
go.
emails.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank everybody for their
Yes.
emails. Please email the show because
Appreciate it.
we're just sad if people don't email. We get sad.
What's the email address?
Oh, the email address that I'm definitely not pretending to remember is... Wait a minute. Hang on.
vgpodcastuk@gmail.com.
It is that, but also people seem to be emailing podcast@veterangamers.co.uk, and that seems to be still working. So whatever you
Okay.
want, just put in anything in
Just
the
any
email
email.
thing, and it's
Yeah.
fine.
Fuck you at whitehouse.gov. It'll
That'll
get
be
to
a
us.
crazy time, Chin, when you're playing games and like what's the first good game for a child? I reckon Minecraft would be good, wouldn't it?
I don't know if I'm going to expose her to games, to be honest. I don't.
Oh,
I
you're
don't
one of those
know.
parents. Fair
I'm
enough.
just
Turn out
like,
to be like you.
Are you letting him have an iPad or not?
no.
No.
You say that now. Let's
I say
see
that
how,
now,
how
like
long
when
we
she's
last
3,
when
and I'm
they're
like,
"Ah,
please,
Daddy, 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 Daddy,
please shut up."
Daddy,
But-
Daddy, Daddy.
Are we done?
I'm done.
Don't have to tell you off, Duke. Don't have to tell you off. Because
Rosa will be doing that.
I know.
someday.
Yeah, but give me a break from it at least. This is meant to be a
No,
reprieve. Anyway, so none
I'm
of
just saying, like, that's why people put the fucking screens in front of the kid.
nobody in our family do that with their kids.
Okay.
So I think
Really?
because
Damn.
the oldest, well, she's not technically the oldest because I know I've got like my niece and nephew twins, but they're 20s. They're done, right? They're not cute
Yeah.
anymore. The older they are, the cuter they ain't. They're done, right?
Rejaka.
So we got like Keisha, Jimmy, Madeline. They're all over 20 now,
Yeah.
or 20. Yeah. So the oldest is 5, and her mom is very like she doesn't even watch TV really. She's a big, proper like hippie. She loves her books and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Ugh, nerd.
Nerd. So she's very. She's also like a foster parent. Who would do that? Hey, Bongo. And like
jeez.
she's like very like no, like traditional stuff, like stimulation, messy play, all that sort of stuff. So she
Hoop and stick.
so Talia doesn't have an iPad or anything. So therefore, sort of like and like Thea, who's 3 in a month, she doesn't really have an iPad. So like no one in the family sees another kid use it really, like
Yeah.
in the immediate family. So it's kind of like
That's
if I did, I'd ruin it for all the other family. So
there would be judgment on judgment.
yeah. I mean, I very rarely let her watch TV. She doesn't watch TV very much, but I put on Mr. Bean for her sometimes. But she's more about like just playing with like toys or people. Like she loves sort of just talking to everyone. So yeah, she's I put the TV on. She sort of looks at it, but she likes the theme tune to Mr. Bean. She likes that. But
Nice.
it's not something where I'm going, I just want to distract her and I rely on it. I just let her like, what I like to let her do is just I let her explore and I let her like like just see like
Stick her hand in the light
Yeah.
socket.
like put her hand in the fireplace and see what happens.
There you
know.
go.
But like but
Fish
by,
stuff out of the knife drawer.
by doing that, she's sort of like she's learning to try and pull herself up so she can stand and
Yeah,
all
sure.
sorts of stuff
Yeah.
and. She learns what like this part of the room, and she goes over here and she crawls around. It's all very cute. So
It's mad. It's going to turn from a baby to a toddler to like
yeah,
they just go rapid. My friend's one now, and then she just got crawly. You hold your fingers and she walks,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just I literally like from like being just a piece of mush
Yeah.
that needed that to like actually having opinions and screaming and
Yeah. Yeah. I
trust me,
always
when
like
they start speaking, you'll be happy, and then
Yeah.
they don't shut up.
Well, like
That's what I found out about
what's
them.
funny is like well, I was with my nieces all week, and Tolly, who's 5, and Thea, who's almost 3, they fell out. You know, they had a little argument. You know, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, God, I don't have to deal with any of that at the moment. Like, what have I got? You know what I mean? Because like then like
Yeah.
her dad has to step in and go like, Talia, like you've got to understand, you've got to share, you know, all that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, they become real people. So yeah, I don't have any of that. Rose is just entertained if there's like a cardboard box in front of her at the moment. She's like, yeah. So it's all good stuff. So we got a speak pipe.
Yes, but before we get to the speak pipe, I
Oh.
want to make sure we don't forget. There's a question on the Discord that I want to get to. So
Discord. 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 Discord.
Yeah, on Discord, it's easier for me to just go on my phone because it takes half an hour to load. So you're right, Duke. We do have a question on the Discord.
yeah,
Thanks for reminding me. You can go on there
You're
if you want.
welcome.
You dirty pigs.
Sure.
Are
Join
you
us.
talking about the message from Undead Care Bear, Duke?
Undead Care Bear, yeah.
Would you like to read it for a bit of fun?
Yeah, why not? Evening, guys. Hope you're all doing well. I've got a question about book release promotion. I know that this will mainly be aimed toward Duke, but anyway, my partner is bringing out her first book on the 26th of September. Now, before we move on, let me just say congratulations to your partner. It's a heck of an accomplishment. Writing a book takes a long time. If you're going to do it right, it takes even longer. And having the courage to share it with the world is awesome. So kudos to your partner for that. I want to be positive and supportive of anybody who summons up the blood to write a book. And yeah, so I'm really happy for your partner. The publishers are going to do their bit for promotion. Now, fuck you, because you have a publisher. What the hell? I've been trying for 10 years to get my shit out there, and it's still just Duke doing it for Duke. So anybody who has a publisher is on this next level, and I hate you because I'm very jealous of the level of success you've had in finding a publisher when I have not. Anyway, what's the question? I read the book I think it's great, and I want to do my part to support her. What tips do you have to get the book's attention? It's a supernatural dark fantasy story called The First Mark. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Always enjoy listening to the show. Well, you might not enjoy me insulting your special lady friend.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yes. So, congratulations to your partner. In all seriousness, I think that's awesome. And it's not a zero-sum game. I'm not hurt by your partner's success. So it's really awesome that they are coming out with this book.
No, you sound pretty hurt.
Yeah,
It's just my sadness, but that's my own problem. It has nothing to do with this other person's experience. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's all an act for me too. What people say is the most important thing you can do as a fan is to write reviews and talk it up and spread it around on social media. People are not generally influenced when an author spams social media and is like, you should read my book, right? Because that's kind of desperate, right? Which is why I don't do it a whole lot. But if you can get other people to hype you up, that's next level. So the fact that you're her partner, okay, fair enough. That's, if people know that you're this person's partner, it might look a little sketch for you to be like, hey, this is great. I'm an unbiased reader. But nevertheless, you can write a review on Goodreads. You can put stuff on social media. Hopefully your partner's going to be doing giveaways, low cost options, audiobook, Kindle version. These are all things that people recommend to get books out there. And someday I will do I actually am doing some of those things for the new book that I'm putting out soon. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, reviews on Goodreads and, getting your friends to read it too and getting them to write reviews. Those are important.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't know because I've never.
I wouldn't, but if I would say, get a good blur and hype it up. Say it's better than the Bible, better than the Crab,
There you go.
better than Harry Potter, better than everything.
But you gotta be careful because
Just
I
cause
saw
a
there was a
controversy. Could have been a controversy on the
right.
back of the
That's
book.
fine. Yeah, there was a self-published author at a bookstore I worked at one time, and his book said like it's better than Star Trek, and it's just
Oh.
like, dude, it just felt so desperate. I'm like, stop.
No,
dude,
I think you
no.
should go the other way, and I think you should say, yeah, it's better than the Bible and the Quran, and burn those books because that'll really
Oh,
like.
yeah.
I
You
thought
get
you were
a
gonna
news
say,
article. You guaranteed get
yeah,
a news
that's
article.
true, and maybe a
Because-
beheading.
if you don't want to don't offend one religious like entity, feel like offend both of them, like
Offend
well
all of
two
them.
of
Yeah,
them,
why not?
and
Yeah, sure. Also, fuck the Jews. Like, just throw that in. At the
yeah,
end.
yeah, put that in there, right?
Sure.
Just burn stuff because that gets your attention. And
It
a
does.
wise man once said, "Attention is good." I don't know who
Yeah.
said that.
That's true.
And there's
I've
no
heard that
bad
true.
publicity. That's
There's-
the other thing. Yeah.
There's no bad publicity. Look at Gary Glitter. He's a nonce,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
But his song made it in the Joker. So who's winning? You know,
There you go.
no such thing.
Yeah.
That's bad
No
publicity.
such thing.
Okay, I think that's solid advice there. I think we've done good work.
Yeah.
Good
Sure.
stuff.
Very helpful. So that's all the Discord stuff. Should we do speak pipes now?
Let's do the speak pipes.
All right.
Type. It's the way to leave a
No,
message
no, it's
for
crap.
us.
Sorry, speak pipe. I should say singular. We only got the one.
Yep.
But it's from St. Diesel, and it's called Turn Down That Noisy Racket. So here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, Veteran Gamers, St. Diesel back again. I was telling a guy at work earlier this week about some CD albums which I'd picked up at a charity shop recently, which I was quite pleased with. One of them was an album by Gregory Porter, and the other was a double CD album by Leonard Cohen. And the guy said he liked Gregory Porter, but he actively disliked Leonard Cohen. He said he didn't think Leonard Cohen could sing very well, and he thought all his songs were miserable.
Damn.
I guess all art is subjective. TV programs, poetry, video games, books, paintings, movies, music. So I thought I'm going to give you a quick list of some of the singers who may not have the greatest singing voices, but when you put them in the context of their own songs, the lyrics and music, you really enjoy listening to them. So if by the end of this speak pipe, I wondered if you could come up with a couple of singers who you really enjoy listening to, but you know aren't necessarily the greatest singers. So here we go with a quick list. Jonathan Richman, Ian Brown, Andy Partridge.
Okay, so those are three names that I do not know at all. Do y'all know these people? Do you agree with him that they don't have great voices?
So which
But no.
I can't. I didn't.
I'll
hear-
back it up a little bit and play the names
Michael
again.
Stipe. So here we go with a quick list.
So I've got to Google them.
Jonathan Richman.
Oh, if you don't know them, you don't know them. That's fine.
Jonathan
Richman.
I've got to see them though.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, I don't know him.
Mhm.
Ian Brown.
Ian Brown?
Ian Brown. Yeah, he's a bit annoying. I think.
Okay. Do you like his songs though?
I like one of his songs, "Fear." That's the only song that
Okay.
I like.
Fair enough.
Andy Partridge.
Andy Partridge. Is that from the Partridge Family? Probably not, huh?
This is more Stu. This is Stu.
Yeah. Stu would have
sorry.
opinions
This is-
about
oh,
all
oh,
these people.
oh.
And he's
I was
probably
thinking
looking
more,
at his
I was
phone.
thinking more like, cheeky girls. You know what? They ain't very
Yeah.
good, but let
Yeah,
me
leave,
tell you,
leave the cheeky girls alone, man.
they can do it. We got one banger.
Okay. Well, let's see what's next.
Michael Stipe.
See, Michael Stipe. I actually think he has a nice voice.
That's the title. Of the,
100 million birds fly away.
the title of the show is "Leave the Cheeky Girls Alone."
Away. Yeah, I don't
no,
know.
I
Any
don't- I
opinion
don't
on
know- I
Michael
don't-
Stipe, R.E.M.?
I don't know these crackers. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see who's next.
David Bowie.
David Bowie. He's got a good voice. What are you talking about? Let's dance. Come on. What are you talking about? Put on your dance shoes and dance the blues.
Fat little pug man.
The ugly little fat man.
Ugly little
Yeah, it was very
pug
sad.
man. Very sad. Pug, 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 pug.
Oh, that was his best moment ever.
It was.
Just like Ian McKellen's best moment was also on Extras.
Sir Ian, Sir Ian,
Uh,
Sir Ian. Wizard, you should not pass.
Action,
Sir
wizard.
Ian, Sir Ian, Sir
Cut,
Ian.
Sir Ian. Yeah.
It's acting, you see, so
okay.
someone tells me to stand there and read the words.
I'm not actually a wizard. Uh-huh. Okay. All right, next name.
Johnny Cash.
Oh, Johnny Cash. Okay, you see Johnny Cash. That's
no.
okay.
I really enjoy that. Well,
I love
enjoy-
Johnny Cash. He's
yeah.
like one of my.
I like Johnny Cash.
favourite-
Pure, he's so
But I mean, if
pure.
you talk to him like at a bus stop, you'd be like, goddamn, what's wrong with your voice, man?
Like I remember Johnny. I always sing "You Are My Sunshine" to Rosa, right? And then I got the Johnny Cash version of one, and he's like,
Yeah.
"And then you left me to die." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, Johnny Cash is really depressing, isn't he?"
Yeah,
the other
and
versions
Hurt,
don't
like
say
his
that.
cover of Hurt is like,
Oh, it's
but
beautiful.
not the
It's a
most
beautiful-
Oh
pleasant thing
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I think that's a little closer than Michael Stipe, at least. Anyway, all right, who's next?
Neil Young,
Neil Young. I've never been into Neil Young.
No, I don't
No,
he's
I've
just-
not.
No.
Brian Johnson.
Brian
No.
Johnson.
No.
I liked him in Breaking Bad.
I just
but-
feel like these are all like Stu's kind of like, you don't know who Brian Johnson is. It's just like
Yep. Sorry, Stu.
British old singers that no one cares about
Yeah,
anymore.
I guess so.
Noel Gallagher.
Noel Gallagher.
Again, I
he's
prove my
from
point.
Oasis,
British
right?
old singers that no one cares about anymore. I mean, like, yeah, like no,
Champagne
well-
Supernova.
no. Liam Gallagher has the annoying voice, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Noel
Gotcha.
has more of a singing voice than Liam. Liam's more like
Okay.
sunshine. That would a bit weird and shite. Whereas Noel
Okay.
sort of sings properly
Okay.
ish.
Gotcha.
Tracy Thorn.
Don't know who that is.
Tracy Thorn. No, she's from fucking Everything But the Girl. No, stop. I will not have you besmirching Tracy Thorn's voice. She's got a gorgeous voice. Life is just a roller coaster anyway.
Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen. I mean, I'll accept it with Leonard Cohen, but I like his music. I actually like Hallelujah. I know a lot of people hate it. It's overused in movies, but it's still a great song.
Morrissey. Iggy.
I never got into
Oh,
Morrissey.
Morrissey. Oh, God, I hate it. I hate and that. You know what's annoying about Morrissey is that I actually like some of his songs, like the Smith songs and stuff. Like I listen to
okay.
them and I'm like, this is a good song, but because I know Morrissey's an absolute dickhead,
Yes, he is.
right? I heard, and I know the person that I'm going to mention next isn't also a very nice person, but Russell Brand talking about Morrissey, saying, "Oh, you know, once I met Morrissey, and the only thing Russell Brand knew about Morrissey was that he really liked his dog, that he had a dog, and he really was
Okay.
he was trying to search for something, you know what I mean? He was like trying to for a conversation. He was like, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, you still how's your dog? Where's your dog? And Morrissey just went, "Where's your dog?
Okay.
Where's your dog?" And I was just like, "Oh God,
Okay.
he's just a fucking
Yeesh.
idiot, isn't he?" And he's just
Yeah,
like,
well. Yes.
It's like he doesn't want to be there. And I like some of his songs. I like them. But it's even he doesn't want to turn up. No.
Oh no, we got another copyright
Yeah.
strike.
Was it that good, dude?
on
Was
the
it
video.
was it that
Amazing.
was it that
Yeah.
good?
Ben, any thoughts about Leonard Cohen or Morrissey or Iggy Pop?
No, Iggy Pop. I always liked like his old school stuff.
I've never
but,
heard that man
Yeah.
sing.
Really?
Well, you know what, right?
He just
Back
walks
in the
around with his
day,
top off all the
He
time.
had a lovely. He actually did have an okay voice, but apparently just smoked like an absolute trooper. And like
Interesting.
recently, he's been trying to like make a comeback with the youth. He's been going on a
Hmm.
few songs and stuff, and yeah,
Interesting.
I heard it. Even the Spotify version, I think it's from Main Skin. They did a song together, and oh yeah,
Okay.
beauty, it's rough. And that was
Oh.
the edited version. I was like,
Interesting.
I tell you who I saw, who I got really addicted to, was a guy called Beans on Toast. And he has this song where he goes to a festival and he's MDM amazing. And he talks like this, and he's like proper, he's just a generic guy who
Right.
like lives a
Mm.
generic guy, lives a generic life. Blinking at terrible
Yeah.
words.
Terrible
No, he's
word.
just
No, that's hey,
he's just
if
a
it
standard.
fits, it fits.
He's a standard guy, but every year for
Yeah.
Glastonbury, since like Glastonbury came out, every year he does like a performance,
Mm.
and he got bigger and bigger and bigger. So this
Well,
year
he's
I
got fatter
finally-
and fatter and fatter, is he?
Yeah,
he just
yeah,
keeps
yeah.
eating.
But this year I got to see him do it, and like the crowd following for a guy who's just like, dude. I don't know if he's like I don't know if he's a bin man or whatever he is, but he's just like, dude, like a week ago I was just at my standard job, and now I've got like 6,000 of you just going crazy to my songs.
Yeah.
Like that guy though, he's got a very gruff voice. Like
Okay.
I could tell why he's not like blew up, but
Yeah.
I can appreciate
Doing
it.
all right for someone who's
I
just
always, I always remember as
belting
well.
him out.
There's a song. Oh, what's it called? I've got it here. It was a song called MDM Amazing, and my brother's wife. We were driving to see Cascada in a nightclub. It's a long story, but anyway, she had a few drinks, and I put
Not
this
in
on.
terms of stew stories. This is still very, very
Oh,
short,
yeah,
so
yeah.
don't worry about it.
She
Yeah.
had this song playing, and I was like, "What do you think to it?" And I think she had one too many because I remember saying, "This is the most beautiful song she's ever heard," and I just was like,
You got
"What
it.
the hell has she had?" Like I
Nice.
liked it, but oh yeah.
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 Turns out
Um,
she may have had a few.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I was thinking about like Jamie T. I like Jamie T. a lot. Have you heard of Jamie T, Ben?
No. Oh,
I used him on one of the Veteran Gamers videos once, but he's got a very sort of, it's an annoying voice. It's like, alright, it's a shit
Sounds
voice.
like the Sleaford mods.
Yeah, and like you could sort of argue that like, and well, there are aspects of this chap's voice. It is really nice, but like the Kings of Leon singer, like there's like there's a tone to that voice that isn't always like bang on. That sort of like makes it really unique. And Jamie T's like that. It's like it's not the most. You're not going to listen to it like all calmly and be like, oh yeah, this is a beautiful voice, but it works for the kind of music he's doing. So, yeah. Jamie T.
You've had those ones
All right, there are some other names on this list. Sorry, Ben, go ahead.
You've ever had those ones where they must have had it, but then they've lost it. Like it just goes.
It's this
sure.
show.
Like,
It's this show, mate.
No, like this year I did Glasgow and I saw Cyndi Lauper. And,
Oh, really?
your abuse.
Oh, man.
It
I mean,
was
to be fair,
tragic.
her voice was never like melodious, like even Time After Time, which is a beautiful
Yeah.
song. Like her voice was never. I mean, she's not Annie Lennox. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she was famous and is famous and deservedly so because she made great music. She was fun. She had a good time. She helped us have a good time.
She let
but
girls have fun.
she girls just want to have fun, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. Anyway, let's finish playing St. Diesel's Speak Pipe here and see what else he said about it. Iggy Pop was the last one.
Iggy Pop, Bjork.
Bjork? I guess. I mean, I love Human Behavior. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. To this day, I love it. The other stuff I never really got behind. When she went kind of like show tunesy, I was just like, no, thank you. And then suddenly you're in love. I was like, no, thank you. I like the more.
What I think of Bjork is how you say her name. That's what I think of her.
Yes.
Like,
Okay. Bjork. Okay, fair enough. I love the story when she got off some. This was shortly after the swan dress affair. She got off a plane and she was apparently like really jet lagged and maybe drunk or something. But this reporter was like, "Could I just ask you?" And she just launched at her. She just went for her throat. And it was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
It's like that's not something we usually see celebrities doing. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Other names?
Bernard Butler,
Bernard Butler. I don't know who that is.
Don't know.
Okay, moving on.
Curtis, David Byrne, Tom Waits.
David Byrne. I mean, I can see why people would say that. I mean, the Talking Heads is all about being weird. Like New Wave was meant to be just, I mean, that's like saying Devo made weird music. Like, yeah, okay, they did, I guess. Tom Waits, which he's about to say.
Waits.
Yeah, Tom Waits. That was the first name that came to me when he first started talking about this. I don't know if y'all know Tom Waits at all, but
I've heard the name.
yeah, he sings like this. He sounds like Bob the Businessman if he were a singer, basically. It's like, when you're in love, the world is beautiful. When you're in love.
I have
Like,
heard of this guy, yeah.
It's very deep, very raspy, very. But, again, like he makes it work. So that's, again, I will give you that, St. Diesel. There's no doubt that Tom Waits is a person who, if he walked into a studio, people would go, no, absolutely not. But because he wrote good songs and writes, I don't know if he's still around. But
I am. He gets 1.4 million monthly listens.
you know what? There's a movie
Damn.
called Smoke, which is a beautiful movie. Harvey Keitel, William Hurt, lots of good actors in that. Forrest Whitaker's in it. And the song at the end is a Tom Waits song. And it fits perfectly. And it's just a beautiful film. So people check out Smoke. You'll hear a song at the end. That's a Tom Waits song.
Terry Hall, Ron Sexsmith, Ice Cube, Bob Dylan.
Oh, no. Sorry. He said Ice Cube. I thought he meant Vanilla Ice. I don't know about Ice Cube.
And Elvis Costello, to name a few.
Yeah, Bob Dylan he mentioned there. Like my dad.
Yeah, Bob Dylan.
My dad will kill anyone that says anything bad about Bob Dylan. Like he will literally murder them.
Nice.
So I'd be careful about that. But he sings like that's what he did on The Simpsons. It's just so Bob, your new album's coming out. I was like, are you okay?
Tonight, Chloe interviews Bob Dylan.
So, Bob,
What religion are you converting to now?
Well, I tell you one thing. You won't sit, won't ready, get out, won't be no more. Shalom.
Yeah, and I played that clip to my dad because he loves Bob Dylan. I was like, The Simpsons have done Bob Dylan, Dad, and he's like, yeah, that was pretty funny. Actually, he liked it. He liked it. You're still on mute, dude, by the way. No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. More. On
Okay.
is there more on that?
No, that's it. I would add the Sleaford mods because that guy sounds ridiculous and his lyrics are all absurd, but it's fun. You know, Head and Shoulders, one of the best songs Left Field ever did, and that's saying something. So.
Cool. Well, we've reached pretty much the end of the show. I'd like to take a moment to talk about. We're watching House of the Dragon.
Okay.
And
yeah. What you been watching?
We started watching it, and then we stopped 3 minutes in. Not because Rosa was crying, because we were like, "What
Too
the
much incest.
fuck is this show about?"
Yeah, man.
Right?
They want you to be freaked out.
So
man.
no.
You can't handle
As
it.
in, we can't remember a single fucking thing about it. All right. So we watched this YouTube chap saying, all that happened in season 1. This person died. And he fucked his niece or whatever, and all this sort of stuff. And we was like, oh yeah. And then we watched it. And it's fine. You know, 400 million TV show. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm sure the producers.
Are there
don't
any
wanna know.
Starbucks cups in the shot this time?
No, I don't think so. I do look for them.
Yeah.
A couple of Costa ones, but no Starbucks.
Do you know what I do that's pretty mad whenever I tell people? I have TV shows where, you know, when it's going on a bit too long and they're losing the like, mojo,
Yeah.
I just stop at a bit that I'm really happy with. So, like,
Yeah.
Suits, to me, they got married.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
okay.
And apparently there's like 4 more seasons. I was like, no, I'm not watching
yeah,
another
don't need to
episode.
know.
I just
Not
know
in my
exactly
head
what
canon.
Like if you
No, I
end
was just
if
like-
you end Breaking Bad at season 4,
Yeah.
that ends pretty well for Walt.
I
there.
know. There you go. Just-
All right.
there you go.
Okay.
I like that. No, I just watched for the first time Green Book. I don't know if you've ever watched that movie.
I did. Oh, Green. No, I
Green
don't know. I
Book.
thought you. No, I was thinking of the Green
Mahershala
Room,
Ali.
which is a TV show.
No, no. Green
Behind
Book.
the Green Door?
It's about a black man back in the day
Yes.
when he was playing the piano, but he couldn't. He wasn't welcome in the black crowd, but he wasn't welcome in the white crowd,
That's
and he's lived in New
right.
York, and he moves. It's a really good film. I watched.
Fortunately, he had a
I wa-
heroic white driver who saved the day for him. So.
Oh, it was an Italian man, actually. He
Right,
was his driver, but
yes.
yeah, I don't know nothing. I didn't know.
Viggo
It's a true
Mortensen,
story, though,
isn't
isn't it? It's a true
Was
story.
Vigo? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew nothing about it. I just saw the blurb. Thought that sounds really interesting. Watched the movie. Loved it.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
it's good.
cool.
But, well, I have to be. I have to pick and choose when I watch films about that topic because
I
sometimes.
feel you.
Yeah, the person that I live with isn't always in the mood. Like I've always wanted to watch, like, 12 Years a Slave and stuff like that.
Oh
But,
yeah.
like,
it's fun. Why wouldn't you
it's
wanna watch it?
it's
Is that a Roots
it's a difficult
quota?
movie to watch anyway. But
yeah,
I think when
right,
you
sure.
it's close to you, like it's going to be tough. But yeah,
Sure.
Tara says like, oh yeah, I do want to watch it, but I
Yeah.
know it's
You
going
gotta
to
be in the right
upset me,
mood,
you
yeah.
know. So like,
Of course.
Oh, okay, yeah.
but for me, I have it on the background as a bit of a sort of calming, you know, like a little screensaver for me. Yeah, so that's I haven't told her
That's so
that
good.
yet, but you know
Yeah,
that's definitely
right.
what I do now.
It's like when I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine over and over again, and you watch 12 Years a Slave over
Yeah.
and over again.
Yeah, I mean we
And
all
there
have
is a
our-
moment in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they talk about 12 Years a Slave. So
Course
there's this
there
Venn
is,
diagram that has a tiny sliver.
No,
there.
I'm in the market for a new sitcom. I just finished watching People Just Do Nothing again. I've watched all them all the way through.
Okay.
Brilliant show, Duke. It's basically The Office but pirate radio.
Oh, all right.
And
I think you recommend
I've heard about Silicon Valley, but I think I'm gonna watch 30 Rock.
I hope you like it. I don't want to oversell it, but it's one of my
I think
favorites.
I'm gonna watch it. I
Yeah.
tried watching Arrested Development. I didn't get on with it. I will try again, but I think I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
it.
Arrested Development. I think it may have taken me a couple of times to get to Arrested Development, but I ended up did liking that. But the 4th season is trash, so stop after the
I
3rd.
do. I'm always tempted to watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia again. Like,
Yeah.
that's always my.
The
Oh.
Duchess just came up with her hands behind her back, and she had a big ear of corn, and she held it up, and she's like, "Yeah," because sometimes the corn doesn't turn out great. So this ear of corn looks juicy
Looks
and great.
good.
So I'm hoping that there's more
Yeah.
in the harvest. But anyway, she's a very silly person. So, yeah, Always Sunny. I'll watch that again at some point, I'm sure.
Right.
I liked. What was the other one you said?
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. I liked it more than I expected to. Actually, it's a weird kind of sense of humor, but it is good. So and the performances are great. So.
Keeps begging me to watch it. He's like, please watch it.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But
See, that's how I feel about 30 Rock. Like, I can quote you the whole fucking first season.
See, yeah, Simeon's been watching that as well, and he was like, "It's
30 Rock?
good, it's
Okay.
good." Yeah, he likes it. He likes it. So, Ben, what are you watching? It's a new section of the show. Stu's not here, so you know.
We
I
can
tell
take
you
it
what,
wherever we want.
I really enjoy it. This is on the iPlayer. It's called This Country. It's just
Oh,
about,
yes,
like,
yeah, very
this
good,
guy,
very
this
good.
girl.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just the most generic, again, proper British humour.
I'd love to make a video about like the differences between, because the sitcom that changed the world is The Office, really, right? So
Yeah.
that changed the world because it gave every sitcom a new format, and it killed the laugh track. The laugh track died after that sitcom. And what's really interesting is how America have gone and how Britain have gone with that format. And I've just watched People Just Do Nothing, which is a very similar show to This Country in terms of like when it was made, the age of people. They're all about my age. They're all about like 38 now. And they stick to the documentary format.
Yeah.
Like they hold it true. So People Just Do Nothing will talk to the crew. They'll say, "Oh yeah, come in. Like you boys come in. Are you still here?" Sort of thing. And This Country is filmed in a way where
they hold the camera. They hold it there.
Yeah,
like,
they hold the camera.
They just hold the
but
camera.
there's
and
also
you are
little
dying.
there's little like paragraphs in the middle of the episodes where it goes poverty in this area as well. So it's every moment a British mockumentary is trying to convince you that it's real. And in fact, when I first watched This Country, I did think it was real. I thought it was like, it took me about 10 minutes to go, I think this is
so
a
good
show.
actors. Yeah, they are unreal.
And America, like, obviously you've got The Office, the American Office, which does break the fourth wall and season 9.
But even then, like, they kind of
they forget about
season
it.
3. Yeah, they just kind of abandoned the idea.
yeah.
But they brought it back when it was convenient. So when Jim finally asks Pam out, like, then it's okay. Yeah, now we're a documentary again.
Yeah.
But when it's Oscar going shopping at the grocery store, no, it's not there's no reason they would be doing it.
But what's interesting is like America always use the interviews as the punchline, like sort of like a Family Guy sort of gag, isn't it? Whereas like, yeah, I definitely enjoyed that, and then they cut to the interview and go, I hated every minute of that. That's like a sort of cheap gag.
Right.
Whereas British sitcoms don't do that. They steer away from. They definitely have those interviews, but they're not a punchline. They never. And then you got shows like Modern Family. I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine's a bit different, so I'll take that away from that. But like Modern Family definitely is that format, without a doubt. It's that format, and it's like, why are they getting filmed? Like it's just it feels when you once you analyze it. Maybe I think about it too much because Modern Family is a good show, but like
see, this is we'll come back to this with 30 Rock. Go ahead.
But I look at Modern Family and I go like there's no reason for them to be interviewed here. Because if this is a documentary, like why are they following them when they're having like sex in bed and all this sort of stuff?
Yeah, right, sure.
So it's a weird thing. Whereas Always Sunny there is no documentary. It's just just a show, and it's a ridiculous one at that. And I know 30 Rock is also ridiculous. And sort of similar.
But 30 Rock did some really brilliant things, and I don't want to go on too long about it. But I will say the one thing that an example of that sort of thing is in one episode, Tracy Jordan's wife was talking about how I'm a queen and this stuff, and she has no skills and she's not good at anything. She doesn't want to do any work. And so Jack, played by Alec Baldwin, is like, you are a queen and you deserve your own reality show. And then they, and everyone's making jokes about it. It's just the stupidest thing in the world. And then the next episode is that reality show. Like they have a whole episode that is the Queen of Jordan. It's brilliant. So
yeah, very good. Yeah, so I like that, but I think 30 Rock is similar to Always Sunny, where they drop reality quite a lot. Like it's not based in any reality. Whereas People Just Do Nothing, Modern Family. The other one that I was thinking of was Parks and Rec. Like a very, but it's a lot of American writers that probably worked on The Office or saw The Office and said, let's just do that format, but it's a Parks and Recreation Center for.
exactly. We'll do it government rather than
yeah,
business.
but no doubt Ricky Gervais basically changed every sitcom going forward.
Absolutely.
From the
And
Office.
Stephen Merchant. I think Stephen.
Yeah,
deserves credit
Stephen.
for that
Well,
as well.
I argue that Stephen Merchant is a better comedy writer than Ricky Gervais myself.
That's
but,
as maybe.
anyway, that was a new section of the section of the show.
New section.
We're sexing it up
Here in the United
called
States.
TV Talk. And what's good about that section is that we're never going to bring it back.
No, we are not.
Ben, is there anything you want to say before we leave?
No, can do shout outs. Got nothing else to say.
All right.
Yeah, we're just casting about for things to talk about now. Let's do
Yeah,
shout
it's time
for a shout out.
It's weird to have so much time left.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Usually it's like we got to wrap this
We're
up.
gonna store. We're gonna store. I'm just like, let it flow.
No,
Let it
I
all
don't.
flow.
I'm not prolonging it by any means. I'm just saying, like, hey, we've got a bit more time. So Ben, have you got any shout outs? Don't shout out to us. That's cheap.
Okay. I'll shout out. I tell you what, my brother for doing this party this weekend was so much fun.
Nice.
Getting it
Oh,
organised. DJ Steno, that's his DJ name. Would you believe
I've
it?
seen him in the chat.
Yeah, he's around. He's
Oh
like
yeah,
runs around.
Right.
that's true.
Yeah.
And the Ticks and Pete Jackson and Nikki, who helped me do the bouncing. So when there was a bit of an issue, she got involved before me, and I thought, well, if she's getting involved, I'll have to get involved.
My manhood's on the line. I got to do something.
Yeah, you know, do that, and then yeah. Is there anyone else? we want to shout out?
Why did your brother say Chop Suey System of a Down in the chat? Is there a reason for that?
Maybe
just really
name
like-
songs where people are
Oh, where they've got
singing in a
annoying,
weird way.
makeup.
What up? That's
Fair
like
Still,
that.
it's a great song though. I
Yeah.
don't know why it's a great song.
It is a great song.
But yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that's about it really. But,
Duke,
yeah,
thank
so
you very much,
Cool.
Ben, for coming on the show and filling in. We do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Ben.
Nice
What,
try.
what?
Loving the hair, Ben.
Thanks, man. It's you know what? I'm not
It
gonna
is
say
kinda
it.
Go on.
You may have
Chinny-ish.
inspired me back in the day with your
Oh,
long
snap.
hair.
Did I
It's the
really?
influence. Yeah, I always
Now
thought,
Stu's the
oh,
one with the
nice.
long hair, though.
Stu's
so
the one
there's
with the
that.
long. Yeah.
So he's inspiring you as well.
There you
maybe.
go.
But I know how hard it is to grow long hair. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's
man,
hard work,
it's-
especially in the heat. It's not nice.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, should I? You know what though? During the pandemic, it was great because like you could grow it and no one cared.
No
but
one
there is
cared.
something about like once it goes there.
Why aren't you taking care of
people
yourself
do
now?
Judge.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
do start judging. a
Yeah,
bit.
people assume that I took drugs. I remember when I was in Manchester, right, and this guy came up to me, and he said, "Oh mate, I just want to say that your hair is brilliant. It looks amazing," right? And I said, "Oh, cheers, mate. That's
pretty
really
weird.
good." And he went, "Oh, I don't like your accent though." And I was like, oh, "Fuck you then,
Wow.
you dickhead."
This is the best of times. It was the worst of times.
And I
talking to
haven't spoke to John Nezzy ever since.
Hey,
Hey,
there
we
you
have a
go.
laugh. We have a laugh on this show. That's what we do. So
Yeah,
thanks very much, Ben, for coming on. We do.
No, thank you so much for
Yeah.
welcoming me. I really enjoyed it. It's been just every
We
time I
love
come
having
on,
you.
it's just nice seeing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a fanboy, you know, fanboy at heart.
Do you still listen to the
Six-
show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and 60-year-old Ben can't believe he's here. Every time he's like,
Yeah.
"Yo, someone's busy for some." I'm like, "I don't care. Yeah, I'll come." Whatever.
Aw, that's very sweet of you to come on.
Definitely, but-
Oh,
Yeah, we do.
We should be charging you to come
Yeah,
on the
we
show.
should do
That's
that.
it.
Yeah. We do appreciate everybody listening to the show, emailing into the
That's
show,
right.
Discording, whatever. We do forget the Discord a little bit, but do try and chime in there a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
We
fun.
read it.
Thanks to Ben for making me think about buying a DS. The DS that I was looking at that was £2.50 is now £10.50. Brilliant. That's going to go up.
Uh-oh. You better hurry up and bid on it.
Shout out to the new member of the Veteran Gamers, Rosa Chin. She made an
Oh.
appearance
Rosa!
tonight.
What?
Hopefully that little baby is asleep. She should be by now. And
Yeah.
shout out to Robin, who I will be seeing probably tomorrow, I think. We have a rental car that technically isn't in That's the chap. We have a rental car that technically isn't in my name because I don't have a credit card, but you know I'll be able to drive it. It'll be fine. And I'm driving over to. I think I'm just going to his house. He said, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I haven't got a lot of time.
Sleep.
Yeah, like I haven't got
Play
a lot
my
of time,
DS or play
and
Twitch.
my day on Tuesday is going to be long, so I'll pop round, say hello to him and his good wife, and I don't think his kids live with him anymore, but yeah, I'll say hello. But Yes, so that'll be good. Looking forward to that.
He's always got cool gizmos and stuff as well, isn't he? Though,
Yeah.
like whenever I
He's
listen
an
to their
early
podcast,
adopter.
he's like, "Oh, I've got this new gadget." I'm like, "Oh, you
Yeah.
beauty!" I'm like,
Yeah. I want to
sounds
see.
fun.
I want to see his simulation setup.
Yeah.
Because I've been around before, so I've seen his setup. So I'm like, yeah. I met your wife. Whatever. Right. Just whatever.
Show me the tech.
Show me the bloody simulator. Cool. So that's me. Anybody else want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yes, I'd like to do my shout outs if that's okay.
No. It's not how the show
Too bad, I'm
works.
doing it anyway.
No.
Shout out Wimpo and Soul Brother #1 and Fraser Moore and Jack Burford in the chat and DJ Steno, of course. Shout out Jason for sending us the email.
Got humped by Jason for nothing.
And who else sent emails? Whoever else sent emails, I appreciate that.
Who else sent emails? Mark Allport and Jay O'Neill sent emails.
Yes, thanks to them. Thanks to Careless Care Bear, Undead Care Bear in Discord for the question there that I could not help with at all. And shout out to Saint Diesel, as always, for sending a speak pipe, because we love getting speak pipes from you. And we appreciate everybody listening and watching. And shout out also to DJ No Clue, a.k.a. Stuart, who is not here right now. So
asking, where's Poochie?
but he did a rave mix, which was a great mix. It wasn't all rave music, which I was expecting it all to be rave music. And I was expecting some LA style. James Brown is dead. That's my favorite rave song of all time. But it was a great mix. So thank you for doing that, Stu, because I know it's not your usual jam. But I enjoyed it, and it made for some fun Rocket League background music. And yeah.
Cool. I'll shout out the patrons because I forgot to do that last week, and Stu says we should do that.
Goodness.
So Seth McNitt, Matt Bond, Value, Sean Teal, Dan Fletcher, Declan McCluskey, Adam Birmingham, Armar Parves, Christian, Matt Nation, Robert Wilcox, Jake Peterson, and Nigel Strutt. And I also sent Matt Nation and Sealy, who isn't a paid patron anymore, but we don't mind. It's fine. Sealy. I sent them a hoodie, and Sealy says, "Can you do that design but on a hoodie?" And I was like, "I don't really do that." And he says, "Give it to me now, or I'll kill you." And I said, "All right, I'll do that." So he got like because he likes hoodies to be sort of subtle. So he got like a "fuck this game, I'm done" icon logo. But like a small one on his left breast. Yeah, I got him a hoodie for that.
Nice. Thanks to all our Patreons.
Give us some money!
It took me fucking ages to send it. I'm really sorry about that, but it's there anyway, isn't it?
It still says "Merry Christmas 1993."
Yeah, it's got Martin's DNA on it. He actually did that.
Yeah, that's right.
Some of them do feature my beard hair on them. Somebody wrote back and said, "Oh, thanks for leaving one of your hairs on there." I was like, "I don't know." Like,
nice. You've been cloned.
No, you can clone me. Yeah.
You know, a lot of
in
people
a little jar
would,
like Homeland.
pay a lot of money for that, especially the foot fetish websites.
Hey, do you know what's good as well? She did all this, didn't turn up, and they lost at cricket.
No.
Jeez.
Who's playing on the cricket? What's happening?
I don't know. They played Manchester versus the Northern Superchargers. They lost by 7 wickets. Won by 7 wickets. The Superchargers.
Yeah, but he might be backing the.
Maybe he was supporting.
No, he told me it was the Manchester people who supported him.
He wanted to be Mank for a day.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you wouldn't be from Preston. You wouldn't admit from being from Preston, would you? Really? You'd be like, yeah, you'd say you're from Manchester. Anyway. Normal show will resume next week. Thanks to Ben for coming on, and that's the show, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Bye bye.
Thank you, good night, much love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Does anyone here not have amnesia?
I don't know.
Cool.
Bosh.
Cool beans, man.
Another show in the bag.
That was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
No
really enjoyed it.
problem. Just leave your money at the door, and we'll.
Yeah. One day I'll sign up for your Patreon.
don't bother doing that. It's
really
an
don't need the
uncomfortable
money.
thing, really, because it's nice to have a bit of money to come in to pay for a few things like t-shirts, and I want to redo the website, and that might cost a bit of money. So, and also Stu pays for the hosting, so it's nice to sort of cover it.
Yeah.
But like, we don't need like hundreds of patrons and stuff, because
And like,
no one will
there's
do
an
that.
obligation that goes with having them. Like, we should be giving people value for money in some way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know they're just supporting the show, which is great, but personally speaking, I'm like, we should give something.
Nah,
But-
your podcasts are incredible. Honestly, they've got me
Aw.
through many terrible work days.
Appreciate that.
But I refuse to listen to the one I'm on because I hate the sound of my own voice. That's just too that's
Too
too
much.
weird.
I know that
Too much.
feeling.
Yeah.
We'll just
Yeah,
put you
no,
on
that's-
every week, so you don't have to listen to the show
There you
anymore.
go.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a nice time in Ireland as well.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
And I hope you have a nice time on Friday, Eric. When you get it all
Yeah, thank
set
you.
up.
I hope you have a good week as well.
Yeah, man. We're gonna roll
I gotta
on.
go eat something because we went to a brunch that I didn't have a whole lot of food at, so I'm not
Why?
gonna make it till dinner.
Why didn't you have any? food?
Because it was kind of a gathering for hippies, so a lot of the food was like, oh, here's a quiche that was made with like sorrel and
Oh my
capers
God.
and I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, no. But they're like, but it's all organic and it came from our garden. I'm like, that doesn't mean it tastes
So?
good. Like, whatever. The Duchess made some very good yogurt from the goat's milk that she's been getting.
You wanna
She made
do what-
strawberry jam, but you can only eat so much yogurt as like a meal. You know what I mean?
You want to do what my auntie Norma did? Like, my
What's that?
mother-in-law made fritters,
Okay.
like fish fritters. It's like a
Yeah.
sort of like, she makes a lot of them.
Yeah.
And my auntie Norma had one. This was back in the day. My auntie Norma's passed away now.
Sorry.
And why did you do it? Was it you?
I didn't want the word to get out, but you know,
Right.
she owed me money.
So
I
she
couldn't handle
tried
that
this
shit.
fritter and she went, who made those? Right next to my
Wow.
mother-in-law. And she went,
Damn,
I
that's
did.
cold.
And she's like, oh.
See, over the years, I've gotten very good at like disguising my displeasure if I eat food that I'm not into.
I think
'cause-
that goes away when you're like, how old was Norma then? When she was,
well,
she,
you get to a certain age, and
Yeah.
I just don't give a
I
fuck
think
about
she,
any of it
she was
anymore,
probably
yeah.
like 76, 77 when she did that. She was like, I don't give a shit about this anymore.
Well, that's Wanda Sykes had a thing about I don't give a fuck. Like everything you ask me, I don't give a fuck. I went to the grocery store. They had paper or plastic. I don't give a fuck. But the lady at the checkout line also didn't give a fuck. She didn't give me a bag at all. I had to carry all of it out to the car. She didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I once made at school every Tuesday I used to make like some food, and I got the wrong measurements for it was bread that we were making. You know,
Oh
salt.
no.
I just didn't
Yeah.
realize like teaspoon and tablespoon. There was a big difference.
Oh, no.
And like you know
Yikes.
me, I'm a bit like I stick it in, and I always think well, a little bit extra corner. And
There
bro,
you go.
that thing was. You know, it was bad, right? It was like a whole gathering every week. They'd come around and go, "What you got? Apple pie? Oh, lovely, lovely." This
All
thing.
right.
It was just even I was like, dude, this is disgusting. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Somebody, there was this guy as well who could like eat anything,
Oh, dear.
and I
Yeah.
literally saw
Not
him
that.
like he ate it, stuck it in his mouth, like wait till I turn my head just so he could spit it out, and like
Wow.
it was the most disgusting bread ever.
Oh man, it's like Brooklyn
know.
Nine-Nine when Amy makes Thanksgiving dinner and they're all chucking it down the toilet.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you heard this story, Ben. I don't know if Chinny remembers, but when I was first going out with the Duchess, she would make dinner for her co-op where she was living, the housing co-op, and they were all like crunchy hippies to the max. And one time I went over for dinner, and she put the dish on the plate and on the table, and was like, "Here, everybody, dig in." And I was like, "What is it?" She's like, "Try it, and I'll tell you." And I was like, "No, I'm not doing that." And eventually the other people were eating it and they're, "Oh, this is so good." And like slicing and having slices. And I was like, "All right, maybe I'll try it." And she's like, "You'll like it." I'm like, "What is it?" She's finally like, "All right, it's a mushroom I found in the woods." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And like, it was a big, it looked like a roast of some kind.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of weird tasting. It wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't like what I would have ordered at a restaurant, you know, like I'll have the mushroom found in the woods, please.
I would have
So
been
that
buzzing
was,
with
that
that
was
meal.
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah, I always hate that when that's like, what is it? And you go, guess my age. Guess how old. I
That's
go,
a trap.
Oh, look,
I'm
don't
not
do
guessing
this
nothing.
to me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I always just go, I think you're old enough that you shouldn't be playing these games. Just tell me
Yeah,
how
really.
old. How old
Are we at a
you are.
carnival? Like, I guess your weight next.
Yeah, man. I've never actually won on a carnival besides Hook a Duck. Have you guys? Like, you ever
Nah,
got
it's all
lucky?
rigged. Nah.
Right.
I've won on one of those grab machines.
Oh, you see, I've never.
Nice.
I won that. Me and Madeline were playing one, and then I won it. And like me and Madeline,
Wow.
we were in like
What did
shock.
you win?
Like it was
Yeah,
like
I
this
don't
little.
know. I would be.
It's possible to win this.
It was like a little ferret thing, like a little
Wow.
Oh,
cuddly
nice.
toy, and I was
Okay.
like, I can't believe
Cool.
I've never won one of that.
Well, that's like when I won the radio contest when I was like, I must have been like 15 or something. And no, I was like 12. And anyway, they were like, be the sixth caller, blah, blah, blah. And I called up and they were like, you're number 6. I was like, yes. And they're like, you can come get the album. And it was yes, 90210 or 90125, whatever the fuck. Owner of a Lonely Heart, right?
Yeah.
And I went, my mom took me to the station. I was like, I'm here for my prize. And the receptionist was like, oh, yeah, sorry. He meant to tell you, you need to be 18 to win. So you can have this album that we were going to throw away. I was like, I don't want your fucking garbage album. What the? I was so gutted. It was so devastating. And my mom took me to buy the album. And I'm like, it's not the same, you know? Like, I don't want to win.
No, Mom, stop it.
It's not the same, Mom.
I would have walked in and been like, Mom, you are Eric. Get in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
Mom.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, no, I've never really won anything like that.
No.
I never enter because it's like, well, what's the point? It's a
What's the
flipping
point?
fix.
Yeah.
It is a
And
fix,
until
yeah.
you win something. My dad won though, Queen tickets on the radio
Oh,
like
wow.
that. Where like you have to ring up
Nice.
and do something. And he's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, they just rang up, did it. But back in the
Cool.
day though, I feel like those phone up things were like really popular.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
that was the way.
And real,
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
not like now.
See, I've
Oh,
never even won
nah.
bingo. Every time I play bingo, you know, these bingo bongo thing, never
No.
Huh?
garbage. When they go one of these ones, can you test your ability? No, I know who I am.
No,
I
I
know when to
cannot.
bail. If you know,
A
if
love
you
tester,
need,
yeah.
if you want
I
a
like-
window cleaning competition of cleaning a window,
There you go.
Yeah.
See,
I'm
you
that.
kick
I
ass
believe
on
in
that.
that.
one, man.
Yeah.
Once
I
they get
believe it.
window cleaning simulator, you'd be like, back up, everybody.
Oh
I
yeah,
got
I'm
this.
in. Making that's it. I'll
Yeah.
win loads of prizes then.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
They might say to you that
Walking out with the enormous teddy bear, like, watch out, bitches.
when you say
Yeah.
like, oh, do you want to test your ability, and you say no, maybe that was the test. Is that like knowing
Ooh,
oneself?
can you turn down meth?
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't gonna quite go there, dude.
That's a
with-
good contest, right?
Again with the meth.
Man on the street, can you turn down meth?
Yes.
Yeah, it's easy. Watch, no.
You've got
Congratulations,
a
you
prize.
won a prize. What's the prize, meth?
Meth.
Damn it.
Thanks. I don't want it though. Ah, you passed it again.
Yeah.
Here's some more meth.
Here's more meth. Just gonna keep going like this.
Great stuff. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
going to end that there because
Right,
I need to
say
pack
it.
for Ireland.
Yes, have a good trip.
Yes, and
And we'll talk to you again next time.
get some sleep because I've got to be up at 5 in the morning.
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay.